We start the Doctors Against Genocide weekly webinar. Today's webinar, we called it Updates from Yatta, Gaza, Congo, and One Health Advocacy. We are expecting to hear from our colleagues in Masafer Yatta. As you probably know, Dr. Jbour is from Yatta. His family is in Yatta, and his family's land has been confiscated by violent settlers. Masafer Yatta people have been given demolition orders. Over dozens of homes have been ordered to be demolished against international law, against every norm that we know. It is a continuation of the genocidal conditions that Israel is carrying on in all of Palestine, in all of historic Palestine. So we continue to raise awareness and we continue to speak out and we continue to resist these practices that allow this genocide to happen. Even though there is a flimsy ceasefire in Gaza, we also know that the conditions on the ground are extremely difficult. We will hear from our colleagues in Gaza about the difficulties that they are having, especially in obtaining good quality food, which continues to be very expensive. From what we are hearing, only 25% of the required aid is here. Last time we heard from Dr. Mohammed Al-Farra that patients with marasmus has recovered. Marasmus is a malnutrition disease caused by decrease in calorie intake. So there is some food to meet the caloric intake, but kwashiorkor disease continues to be rampant. Kwashiorkor is a malnutrition disease that is due to protein deficiency. And that is what is needed for recovery from malnutrition, and that is still very difficult to obtain. We will hear from our colleagues in Fasher, Sudan. The political situation in Sudan is very complex and very difficult to clearly understand, but what is happening is the population is suffering extremely, and negotiations for ceasefire have not been successful. The population continues to suffer from starvation and continues to suffer from violence. And Zainab Bakhit is with us. She will tell us more about what is happening in Sudan. We are also raising funds to support the community of refugees that left Fasher, and we will talk about that as well. We will hear from One Health. One Health we will hear from Zach George and Dr. Erica Handel. They will talk to us about American Veterinary Medical Association, their role in censoring health workers who speak up against genocide, and their experience organizing within the One Health community against genocide. Very important work. We are very happy that they are with us today. We also have Dr. Philippe from Congo, and he will tell us about what is happening on the ground. We are very excited about the projects that have been successfully implemented in Goma. And inshallah, he will tell us about all that. We have Mundir Abu Rabi', Mundir, our friend from Beit Lahia, Gaza. Mundir is also helps us a lot because he has been making sure that there is food for the community that has been forcibly displaced from Beit Lahia. And Mundir, tell us where you are. I know you're in closer to Beit Lahia now, so I can see the smile on your face.
That's right. I'm in Gaza City, alhamdulillah.
And yes, maybe you can tell us where you are, what is happening to the people of Beit Lahia, what is happening with the food, how is the food distribution operation working, and just give us a sense of what is going on.
Inshallah, my brother. Inshallah, my sister. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to share what is going on in Gaza. Even we have many challenges in terms of the internet for the last 2 hours. They make small renovations as Palestinian telecommunication start to fix the internet signal, and the same time the internet maybe network. So they're trying to fix it day by day. They're working 24 hours to connect us with the world, to share our stories and to share what happened during the last 2 years in Gaza. So even now I'm talking to you, I'm calling you, or I'm recording from Gaza City in near to Al-Shifa Hospital. That is my location at the moment. I just moved 4 days ago from Deir al-Balah, and that was my evacuation place. I evacuated there for 2 months. So I returned back to Gaza City, and it is very close to Beit Lahia, and that considered north of Gaza. The situation is better now, but we are suffering. We are struggling. We have so many challenges. We have so many problems. Even we are in a ceasefire, but in the same time, we are not optimistic. As you can see, we are very pessimistic. There is no guarantee that the ceasefire will be complete. That is our fear. That we really don't know that what will happen next. Even there is some restaurants or some shops restart to open again, but we still have fear that the war might come back again. The war might return back, might that's the reason many families and many people, they are still in south of Gaza, and they're not returning back to Gaza City because of this fear. So that is the situation in general. And as I mentioned, there are so many challenges in terms of the tracks. Once, for example, they release one hostage's body, so we will get food. We will get more tracks. Once there is no give them hostages body, so we will have a lot of limitation of food. So the tracks will be very limited. So that is the equation that Israel using in terms of the food. They control us, and they control the food system in Gaza through the how many hostages or how many hostages bodies we send them. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, that is the equation that they are using. If we release the hostages, we will have so many food. If we not releasing the hostages bodies, so we will see the prices is increasing very fast once we're not sending them the hostages bodies. And now they start to pretend that we still have 5 hostages in Gaza City or 4 hostages. After that, they will open Rafah border, or they will open allow more trucks to come to Gaza. That is the situation in general. People still have fears, people to come back to Gaza. Not everybody came back to Gaza. And in terms of Beit Lahia, I'm talking to you about, we are waiting for the second stage to be implemented in of the ceasefire. We really don't know. There is no specific time when the second stage will start. Even the ceasefire is still complete, but for the second stage, we are not allowed to go to the whole Beit Lahia. For example, my village, or where my house, or where I was staying, I'm not allowed to go there. But I can go to Beit Lahia city center. That is okay for us. I can go there, I can reach there, but many families still have fears to transfer their staff or their tent and build their tent there, as there still have so many shooting. There so many uh, uh, in the morning, the shooting, in the evening, the shooting. So we still have fears to return back. So there is some families retained, but not the whole of the families. And that is what is our status so far. We are waiting. Uh, we have hope, but in the same time, we are hopeless that if Israel not follow the process of completing the ceasefire, uh, we really don't know. So that is my answer, or that is what is going on. As I mentioned, this is the equation. Once we send them hostages body, they allow trucks to come to Gaza. The prices will be decreasing. Even many families, they can't afford to buy food and buy, for example, now we are in the winter time and we have to get like blankets or some covers. So
Uh, Maybe we lost Munzir a little bit. This is just an example of how aid should not be. Aid should be based on humanity, impartiality, neutrality, and independence. And in Gaza, it's everything but. So limiting aid on retrieval of some bodies when it's very well known that so much destruction has happened in Gaza, and there are thousands of Palestinians under the rubble that are not being able to be retrieved. This is just an egregious double standard that is being used to punish and to inflict pain on the population in Gaza, make it impossible for them to recover. There is medications that are missing. There are medical equipments that are not being allowed. So the siege conditions that have been ongoing in Gaza for decades now are even worse. So what we can do is we have to continue to talk about it, continue to raise awareness, not to accept this as status quo, not to accept that this flimsy ceasefire is actually good enough. It's definitely not good enough. People need self-determination. They need their human rights to be restored. They need agency and they need independence, especially when it comes to food and daily and medicine. And that is why we keep talking about the communities that are affected, and we insist on the humanitarian principles of delivery of aid, which is not happening. So thank you, Munzer. If you come back, we will ask you
yeah,
a
I
little bit
am
more
here. I'm here, my
questions.
sister. I'm sorry
Mm.
that, as I mentioned in the beginning of this conversation, that there is some renovation. The telecommunication, Palestinian telecommunication, they are trying to fix what happened of their signal or for the network to be connected to the internet. And hopefully tomorrow or after tomorrow, the line will be okay. That is hard work. It is very big work for them to do, and hopefully they can manage to settle the signal problem very soon. It
Yeah,
is
shukran,
that is our
Munzer.
status. That
Yeah,
is our
thank you.
situation.
Thank you so much. So, Dr. Jbour is coming soon. He is in daily contact with the people in Gaza. We have several projects on the ground that are focused on giving agency to the people in Gaza. We really ask you to donate and donate generously. We have committed to multiple projects that include food donation, that include building wells for water, like digging wells for water, medical points and ambulances. And this is not a luxury. These are things that are needed, the life-saving projects that we are able to do because we rely on the genius, innovation, or innovative nature of people in Gaza who use the resources and use them to save their community from all kinds of medical problems that are that can happen because of the extreme siege. A lot of the projects like the digging the water well, I wish Nidal's here because he knows it better, but it is almost manual digging with some plastic pipes that are recyclable from the rubble. And there is also the use for lithium batteries and solar powered batteries in order to make these things happen. For that, we need the funds to send to Gaza so that our teams on the ground can pay for these very expensive energy units that are relying mainly on sun and recharging. So I think we wanted to hear about Yatta, and we will hear about it soon, inshallah. Um, I see Philip here from Congo. Philip, would you want to come and tell us about what is happening in Congo? He sent us a beautiful video from Congo that we can share. Maybe Philip, you can share it.
So
Philip,
can you see me and hear
you
me?
if you don't mind removing your the blur function from your video so that
Okay.
we can actually see you clearly. That's perfect.
Is that fine?
That's perfect.
Hello, everyone. Greetings from Congo, Goma. It's actually a privilege and a great honor for me to be here since day one. Thank you all for all the efforts and everything we are doing for the people of Congo. Actually, last week, no, it's actually this week because today was Sunday. So yesterday, Saturday, we moved to Shasha. Shasha is out of Goma. This is a village. As most of us know, Congo has been undergoing a silent genocide since more than 3 decades now. Since 1994, people are being killed. And most of the people think this is a history, but on ground, people die. I work with the medical center, the Centro Medical APHA Yatta, that we got a privilege to be in contact with the team of doctors that are supporting us greatly. Here we could be receiving people who are raped, we could be receiving cases of people who are traumatized because this work also psychologically, and all this makes serious consequences on people's health. So this week we didn't work with the people in Goma. We went outside Goma because when the rebels took control of Goma, the rebels of M23, the displaced people's camps were released. So people went back in their home villages. And for most of them, they found their homes totally destroyed by the wars, the bombs, when the rebels were fighting to take the control. So they have no shelter, they have nothing. And they can't have access to the medical care. They can't have access to the basic medical care. And most of them are sick. Most of them are sick. So with the help of and the donation of the doctors, together with Adija, we managed to get something and we went to that side. We had cases of young children like 1 to 2 years old who could be having symptoms like they have puffy cheeks, they have burns. We could find people with punchy bellies, and all these are signs of kwashiorkor. So we tried to mobilize things. We went with a team of 3 nurses and 1 medical doctor who could be doing the consultation. Then we had a kit of medicines that could help us come to their rescue. We couldn't do everything, but as the video was showing, we did what we could, because actually most of them can't have access to hospitals. There are no hospitals that side. And for the one that is a little bit far to have access to it, we need to pay a lot of money. Yet these people are coming just from camps. They can't have access to that. Yet we know that having access to health, this is a need and it's a right of all human beings. So if they couldn't go to the hospital, then we try to make sure the hospital went to them. We tried to treat their wounds. We tried to treat their cases. We gave them some foods nutritious foods like milk and other combinations that we believe will be helping them, since we told them that we will do a follow-up to know that these kids do not lose their lives. That is what we did yesterday. Thank you all for your donations. Thank you for your kind hearts. And we believe this is not the end. Thank you so much.
Philip, can you share the video or from your computer?
The video is actually not on this computer, so I'm sorry I can't.
Oh, maybe
but I
I
think
can do
Adija
it.
sent it.
Hold on. 1 second. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Yes, I found it. One second. It's a very, very nice video, so it would be actually really nice to share it. I am so, so proud of our colleagues, our Doctors Against Genocide colleagues in Congo. They,
Yeah, sure.
yes, it's 1 second. Hadisha's not with us today, right?
Yeah, she said she won't be available today.
Yeah. And Elvis?
Hello, everyone.
Is Elvis here? Okay. Let me just try to share this. That's Philippe, everyone.
This is Philippe Batezi on behalf of the Agissons Ensemble. Today we've moved in the northern part of Goma town in a dispensary called Heri, where some good children and old people are being taken care of. And today we've brought some medicines, as you can see in the videos, medicines that will be helping the center to work and function, since it has been a good time now that they have difficulties in functioning due to lack of medicines. Through your donations and everything you've put together, we have managed to bring it here. And we believe from now on, they will be working well, and the people who are here will be getting treatments. Thanks to all the donors, thanks to Doug. Thank you all. And
there is another one that this one.
Yeah, this is an old video.
This is the Let's Act Together team. We are in Shasha, in Masisi territory, Republic of Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo. We managed to come here today to support children. Most of them are very sick of malnutrition, as you can see in the videos, and so many are wounded. They have no access to basic health care, but with the support of Doctors Against Genocide and all the partners, we managed to bring to them some kits of medicines that were supporting them. We also came here with a great support from the different partners so that we make sure their lives also are saved. Because of your different donations, these people have been treated, these people are getting hope, and they're getting hope. So I believe together with all of us, we will make their lives better. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching this. And I'll stop sharing somehow. Okay. Is it still sharing? Yes. Did it stop? No?
Yes, it stopped.
Okay, good. All right. So very proud of our partnership with our colleagues in Goma and Congo. And it's just very heartwarming to see the nurses and the children and to be able to give medications that can relieve some of the suffering of any child, any parent in Goma. So thank you, Philippe, for being our partner. We really
You're welcome.
appreciate it. Yes,
Thank you for the donations.
and we will. One day I hope that we will actually have a medical mission to Goma and meet you and meet everybody in Goma in person.
Amazing. You're most welcome.
Yes. Thank you, Philippe. So I'm no longer sharing, right? Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. I think we can maybe hear from Zainab, who can tell us about what's happening in Sudan, in Al Fasher, and we talk about the project that we are very eager to start as soon as possible because it's truly life-saving.
Thank you all so much, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you all today. And many thanks to everyone who has been helping us to set up the project in Al Fasher. Many of you, hopefully by now, will have heard about the horrors that have befallen Al Fasher. Al Fasher is an area of Sudan. It's located in the west of Sudan. It's the capital of North Darfur, and the people there have been suffering for a long time. I would say for over 20 years, if we're looking at historic accounts, but with this current war, for the past 18 months, people in Al Fasher have been under siege and starving. And just 2 weeks ago, the city fell to the Rapid Support Forces, which is a foreign-backed militia primarily funded by the United Arab Emirates that is responsible for mass atrocities. And I'll share maybe a little bit about what's happened in these past 18 months. So Al Fasher was an area that it was the last area that was under the control of the Sudanese armed forces. The Sudanese armed forces are the other primary party in this war. And the RSF surrounded the city to try to get control of it. They built an earthen wall around the city, and people have not been able to get access to food, medicine, basic resources in the entire time that the RSF has had the city under siege. For the past several months, we have been hearing accounts from the ground that when the food ran out, people were relying on animal feed. And then in recent months, even the animal feed was running out. So people have been suffering. There were very few remaining medical facilities. There was only one hospital that was functioning in the city. And I will share soon kind of what happened to that when it fell to the RSF. So in Al Fasher, there were approximately 250,000 residents who are trapped. When the Rapid Support Forces took control of the city, what happened has been documented by many different groups, but in particular, the Yale Humanitarian Research Lab. They have been looking at images in real time to get a sense of what's happening on the ground. And they have described the situation as, or really they call Al Fasher a kill box. In the first days after the city fell, the Rapid Support Forces executed thousands of civilians. And this has been part of a systemic campaign of ethnic cleansing, especially targeting the non-Arab communities, or what are considered the non-Arab communities, including the Fur and the Zaghawa tribes. One of the most horrifying incidents that happened when Al Fasher fell occurred in the last functioning hospital in the city. This was the Saudi Maternity Hospital, I believe it's called, and the Rapid Support Forces went in and massacred more than 460 patients and their companions. They kidnapped healthcare workers. And there are accounts, again, documented by the Yale Humanitarian Research Lab, that the Rapid Support Forces went door to door throughout the city, engaging in a killing spree. So what we have heard is that the scale of the killing is so immense that it can only be compared to the first days of the Rwandan genocide. So this is just they have committed mass atrocities in the city. And I want to note that Sudanese activists, others who have been following Sudan, have been warning about this for again, over 18 months since the city was first under siege. And this was really a failure of the international community and really just everyday people, a lack of care and concern for what has happened in Sudan. So now, in many ways, the worst has happened, and very few people have made it out. So I mentioned that there were 250,000 people in the city. There's a nearby town called Tawila. It is about 70 kilometers from El Fasher. And mind you, people have been starving for over a year and a half. Stage 5 famine was declared quite early in El Fasher. So people, their bodies are weak and they have to, the ones who made it out had to try to travel to the city or to this town rather. And those working on the ground are saying that only 6,000 people have arrived in the time since the massacres began. 70,000 were known to have exited the city, but it's not clear where they've gone. And even within the city, the math is not adding up. There are tens of thousands, even more than that, who they are unaccounted for. And in looking at imagery of the city, people are not moving around. So the guess from the Yale Humanitarian Research Lab is that either people are dead or they are trapped and have nowhere to go. And obviously the RSF is engaging in this killing campaign. So there's mass suffering in El Fasher. It is, while there is more reporting now, it is a tragic story that needs to be told, and the survivors need all the support that they can get. The survivors who are in Tawila, we are working in partnership with an organization called Moves Charity that has been doing amazing work across Sudan, but they've been responding both to kind of the community that is in El Fasher before the collapse of the city, and now to the survivors in Tawila. And they are really asking our community at Doctors Against Genocide to help with a sanitation campaign that is much needed. There have been over 100,000 cases of cholera documented in Sudan just this year alone. And as of even back in August, it was reported that Tawila was one of the most at-risk areas for cholera outbreaks. So they're asking us to fund a major sanitation and hygiene project in Tawila. They're building gender-separated bathrooms. There are hand washing facilities. There are drainage systems. And they're also going to be running hygiene education campaigns. And the goal is that this project will serve over 17,000 people every day. In order to support this, we're going to need to raise approximately $40,000. And this is, a really urgent campaign. People are suffering right now and don't have the resources they need. So this is a way that we can reduce some of the suffering that they have experienced and to stand with the people of El Fasher and of Darfur. So I'll stop there, but if there's anything else I can add, please let me know, Karama.
Thank you so much, Zainab. Also, as per our mission, we identify partners on the ground that we know will do the work because they are invested in their own community. And we need to raise $40,000 for this sanitation project urgently because cholera will not wait for us to raise the money. So I really urge we really don't like asking for donations, but because part of working against genocide is supporting the communities on the ground and giving them agency and giving them power to protect themselves and protect their families, it is very important for us, privileged people in the West or privileged people who have money or who have resources to help and to make it possible for our fellow humans, our fellow nurses, our fellow doctors to actually take care of the people that are entrusted to them. So it is very important. This is important work that when we identify a project and we can do it, we commit to it fully, and it does make a difference. I'm really eager for these sanitation facilities to be completed in El Fasher because they will prevent cholera for sure. And without good sanitation, cholera will kill even more people who have just escaped the kill zone, like Zainab said. So thank you so much, Zainab, for being with us and for connecting us with your colleagues. And we will. It's in El Fasher. It's even hard to speak to people on the ground because they are afraid for their lives. So every Sudanese who speaks up is super brave, and it's our responsibility to protect them and to support them as well. Dr. Ahmed Al-Farra. I know Dr. Ahmed Al-Farra is here. He has been very busy finding children who have missed vaccinations for the past 2 years.
Yes.
As the director of the pediatric departments in Nasser Medical Complex, we completely rely on Dr. Farra in identifying the need for taking care of the children in Gaza. And he's an incredible pediatrician. Every time I talk to him, I learn something. Thank you.
Thank
Dr.
you, thank you, my friend. Thank you for everyone. How are you? I'm very happy to be with you, everyone. I don't want to miss everyone. Erika, Dania, Roxana, Marta, Mariam, Zach, even my friend from Zainab from Sudan. We really, and Munder from Betlahia and Martha Miller, Roxana, everyone. I don't want to miss anyone. All respect for every one of you. My friend Zainab, we are feeling about your situation because we are suffered a lot from that situation. Nearly 2 years of famine, 2 years of targeting, 2 years of thirsty, 2 years of everything. So we really completely sympathized with you. My friend, I want to talk about the updating of the situation in Gaza nowadays. Today we started a campaign of vaccination, which is a compensatory campaign because a lot of children lost their vaccination, either 1 dose or 2 dose or 3 dose. But we were completely shocked and surprised that a lot of children didn't receive any type of vaccine. The family were completely occupied or completely thinking about war and about food, and they missed their children about vaccination. We tried to correct that situation as soon as possible. My friends, you have to know that 52 primary health care targeted in Gaza, which was responsible for the vaccination before the war. Nowadays, it's just 17, but we did and we do what we can do. We do our best to save our children. I think the campaign is successful in the beginning. I think it will be cover a lot of children. Really, there is also advantage for this campaign that they have all the vaccination available: rotavirus vaccine, pneumococcal vaccine, IPV for polio. And these vaccines were lost among this war. So the situation, I think it will be better. My friend, according to the medical supplies, how are you, Dr. Nidal? I miss you, my friend. Didn't see you in the beginning.
كيف حالك؟ شو اخبارك؟
You are the king of the meeting. I have
الله
to.
يخليك تسلم اهلين
والله Wallahi,
lost
I
the
miss
internet
you.
connection. You think only Gaza has this? We have this too sometimes.
Thank you. Thank you. My
كيف حالك؟
friends,
منور.
Allah ينور عليك ويحفظك يا رب. My friend, I want to talk that we have to continue and we have to support each other. I want to mention about the Colombian President Petro, who were at the United Nations in New York. There were two completely isolated individuals, Trump and Netanyahu. Trump, who is slightly smarter than Netanyahu, understood that what that meant. I mean that we have to continue the isolation of the Israeli leaders because they are not doing what they have to do according to everything belongs to ceasefire. I want to mention about the American journalist Tucker Carlson that he says that nearly 350 million Americans go to bed hungry, and we are sending nearly $26 billion to country whose capital we don't even know, referring to Israel. We have to mention, we have to focus about that. We are you are as American, my friend, and my brothers and sisters. We have to work on that because our God says in our Holy Quran, وانقطع حبل الناس. حبل الناس عليهم اللي هو this means the support of America and the support of the United Nations and all the nations for Israel. I think if this support is stopped, I think the situation will be better and there will be more compliance with to recognize the Palestinian rights and everything. Here, I want to introduce my friend, Dr. Abdurrahman. This is Abdurrahman, one of the brilliant doctors. He's pediatrician. He's working in Nasser Medical Complex. He's graduated from Egypt. He's succeed in the Palestinian board. He's one of the amazing doctors in pediatrics. He's even preparing for USMLE and for American board. Say hello, Abdurrahman.
Hello everyone. Nice to meet you, all of you. And thank you for Dr. Ahmed Al-Farra for all what he was said about me. I thank you a lot. I thank you all a lot about what you doing for Gaza and this war, and your supporting in this war against this Israel. Nice to meet you all of you.
Abdurrahman, we should talk. Abdurrahman is in the first year of the Palestinian Board of Pediatrics. He's, you know, his home is completely destroyed by the Israeli forces. He's now living in a tent. How many members are in the tent now?
And now there's 10 members of our
10.
family who are lived in a tent since 2 years. And all houses in our country nearly totally destroyed by the Israel bombing.
Yes, my friend, this is the usual situation now in Gaza, that everyone has no home and no way, no place to be in this winter and in this. And what we have this to focus on it, that we have winter is coming. As you see, every one of you is putting a jacket, except Roxana. Roxana, I think she's in Arizona or something in the south. So I think that winter is coming. I believe that we have to focus, my friends, on the challenging of winter and hypothermia in children and pediatrics, because this is very, very critical situation. we start now to prepare ourselves because of hypothermia and winter. We are afraid about premature babies. We lost nearly 25 babies last winter, and I think we will lose this winter also. But we have to do our best to fight against that. I think we will have to continue talking about that. I sent a video for Karama on the WhatsApp group. It's talking about a family. This is one of example for the families in Gaza. What's happening for them? They are suffering too much. She was graduated from faculty of I don't remember. She was the first in her class. Even her husband was he was a martyr. They don't have even a tent. We have to focus about that. We have to ask about the ceasefire agreement to allow for get inside the already prepared home from wood, from anything, from metallic, because if winter is coming in this situation, this will be the worst winter that we are facing or prone for it since the beginning of the war. Why? Because this is the most distracted, or the most number of houses or home were distracted among the war. In the beginning of the war, there were some houses. Now we are losing that by time. So, my friend, we have to focus on this. Also, today I visited the pediatric departments. We still say facing cases of malnutrition. You should, everyone could ask why you are still facing and treating a case of malnutrition while the borders is sometimes better than before. This is because, my friend, that they not allow for protein to come inside Gaza. They allow for rice, for ايش معنى مكرونه؟ spaghetti, oil, sugar, corn flour, but they don't allow for protein, chicken, fish, eggs, yogurt, everything. So we still see cases of hypoproteinemia and lack of protein. We still see cases of nutritional edema by the children. I think the Dr. Abdurrahman Stabilization Center is fully occupied.
I think.
Yes.
Total number is full.
Total number of in the stabilization center of severe acute malnutrition cases is fully occupied in our hospital. So we're still suffering. Also, I visited the pediatric ICU. I saw 3 or 4 cases. They are suffering. One of them is brain tumor. His need to be referred outside as possible, but his referral is not approved by the Israeli. Another children has severe burn, grade الولد اللي في الزاوية grade كام في البرن؟ grade 3, and he needs central line. Central line is not available in Gaza. We are working in the pediatric ICU without central line. Every doctor who worked in ICU know what is essentiality of central line for this patient. We still working without electrolyte. We still working without arterial blood gases. We still working without MRI. We still working without blood culture. We still working with lack of good antibiotics. But we have the dignity. We have the force. We have the good willing that we want to continue and we want to stop. We don't want to stop. We have, my friend, to continue in this meeting to focus on these things. My all respect for every one of you, for Dania, for Karama, for everyone. My friend from Sudan, we sharing you for everything, and we want to support you. Wallahi, 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 we swear to God, if we can do and make a pediatrician campaign there and to help you, we will do. If we have anything to donate for you, we will do, because you are our brothers and you were targeted as we were already targeted. Roxana, I'm kidding. Don't be. I'm just kidding about the clothes, my friend. Thank you. Karama, you still laughing, I know. I really feel very happy to see everyone is happy and laughing in your in this Zoom. Dr. Nidal, I appreciate your support. Please don't forget the doctors that are friends of you. They are already sharing you. Thank you, Abdurrahman. You will talk anything.
Thank you very much about your support in this world, and I said that you're making a good effort in all of things. The situation here in our country is very bad, and what Dr. Ahmed has said before is very terrible, and the situation is very terrible. And I hope from Allah this war will reach to the end. Still, this war is not reached to the end, and everything is in our country is very difficult. Thank you for this meeting, and nice to meet you all of you.
Dr. Nidal, you promised us that someone will be from the West Bank.
Yes, inshallah. I'm still waiting on them because it seems they raided their town today and many of them actually got injured. So hopefully one of them will be able to join us late. If not, it will be next week. Unfortunately,
I found my friend, but he's from West Bank, but he's now in Saudi Arabia. He told me I'm ready. I asked if you are ready, please. But also, if there is someone from Jenin or Nablus, doctors from there to talk with us, it will be better.
Inshallah, yes. Inshallah, next time we promise you we'll make more connections and have more people from the West Bank to talk. And thank you for your the information that you shared, Dr. Ahmed. Abdurrahman, I know the situation is very tough, and sorry that you lost your house. You're living in a tent. This is terrible. But you are lucky to have an attending like Dr. Ahmed Al-Farra. Yeah, I really feel envy of you, because I remember when we went to medical school, our professors were psychopaths and they were very hard on us. So sometimes it's not all, it could have even been worse if you had one of those. So you're lucky to have Dr. Ahmed. Inshallah, both of you will stay safe. And inshallah, we have to keep up the pressure to open all the crossings to get the aid in, because as you said, Dr. Ahmed, the aid is still not coming in. The genocide continues by other means, by starvation, by disease, by displacement, by cold, by winter. They are using nature as a tool of genocide now, because they are leaving 2 million people out there without tents, without heat. These are all tools of genocide, and genociders are usually masters at doing this. They will utilize everything at their disposal to cause more death.
Dr. Nidal, I want to mention that Dr. Abdurrahman was one of my students. He has make سنة الامتياز بسموها house officer سنة الامتياز internship. He made it nearly 3 years ago, 2 years ago. I told him, you will be amazing in pediatrics. I tried to convince him about pediatrics. He was the first in my group. I choose my doctors from that year. Actually, when we come back to Nasser Medical Complex, I phoned him, Dr. Abdurrahman, come now, because you have the opportunity to prove yourself and to start by pediatrician. He came to the hospital. He was volunteers for 6 months without receiving $1. Okay, but from God, he passed the exam of the Palestinian board, and he was in the first class. And then he get a salary from MSF Spain. And he, that when you are talking about someone, he's good, and he proved that by himself, by his effort. And Alhamdulillah, he's now one of the amazing doctor. He's in the reception room. By the way, we are preparing all team next week. Dr. Asmahan Hani from Malaysia, coming to Gaza from Britain. She will make special courses for advanced life support, and we prepare that to be something about certificate which is approved, and special courses about advanced life support. Again, we don't know the name of surrender. We have to fight. We have to do everything to make our colleagues and to make our doctors as highly skilled, highly educated. They can, Dr. Nidal and everyone in the Arabian board, the last examination who was done in Cairo, all the first class was for Palestinian doctors who are coming from Gaza. And this is mean no tents, no cut of electricity, unavailability of water, unavailability of internet, unavailability of everything. No. We don't know that. We have to continue, and we are following everything coming, every updating. We have to know everything about what's happening in the world according to medicine and everything, to share and to be in contact with our colleagues outside, and what's happening in Guillain-Barré, and sharing the information with our colleagues in Harvard and in Amsterdam and the United Kingdom is a good proof about that. Thank you, my friends. Thank you for everyone, and hope that we will join you every meeting. And Abdurrahman, inshallah, will be one of our guests. We have to make more popular for American Doctors Against Genocide, because this committee and this Zoom is one of the amazing Zoom and the amazing webinar that I have ever seen. I always saying that I get the positive energy, and I for more than 1 week in this webinar. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for everyone. Sorry for being late. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr.
Dr.
Ahmed.
Ahmed, do you think we should do it twice a week to get more positive energy?
لا الطاقة اللي باخدها بتكفي الشهر.
Dr. Ahmed, I saw your interview on Al Jazeera about the vaccination campaign, and I also want to mention that children who are suffering from starvation or malnutrition, they do not respond very well to vaccines. Their immune system is very weak due to starvation, malnutrition, so it affects the efficiency of the vaccine. So this is another reason why the campaign, there is no real aid coming into Gaza yet. They're allowing a few trucks here and there of low quality food, low quality stuff, but good quality food, good medications, supplies for the hospitals, tents, things that can really and materially change the conditions of life are not allowed in. So according to what we heard from Dr. Ahmed, his colleagues, we need to keep up the pressure to allow all aid to come in. All the NGOs are saying that there is enough food, medication, and supplies available there at the border right in to be allowed in. They have enough. They have about 2 or 3 months of supplies. We have to keep up the pressure to make sure this goes in. Karama, I don't know who's next.
Yeah, Nidal, we spoke with our colleagues from Congo. Zainab gave us an update on Sudan, and Philip gave us an update. And we have our One Health colleagues. So we have Erica and we have Zach, and we are very eager to hear from you guys. We see your posts and your contributions, and it's really powerful. So please introduce yourselves and take it from there.
Who wants to go first?
Zach, why don't you get us kicked off, Zach?
Okay, well, I have some remarks. Do you want me to go through those first then?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Oh, we lost you, Zach.
If you want.
Zach has a
Can
big
you hear me?
microphone in front of him.
Yeah,
Is this okay or not?
it's
Yeah,
good.
it's
It's good
perfect.
now. Yeah, but for a minute you were.
Okay. All right, yeah. Well, let me know if there's an issue here. I want to thank everyone here. I mean, the work everyone is doing is inspiring. It's amazing. And, I think it's important that whatever line
Zach,
of work we are in, that we all
Zach, your
Yeah.
voice is fading on and off. Maybe the microphone is actually not helpful with the Zoom.
Okay.
see. Let's try that.
Yeah, let's try it without the microphone.
Is that good for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better.
Excellent, excellent. Sorry about that, y'all.
No.
But yeah, I think it's really important that whatever line of work we are in, that we do our best to raise awareness around this issue. And I was just saying that I'm really inspired by all of you and all of the work that everyone is doing. For those that don't know me, my name is Zach George. I'm actually a dog trainer and an educator. I have a large online following. And over the years, I've really come to understand how deeply interconnected all of the issues that we face in animal behavior and welfare truly are. Every day in my line of work, I see abuse masquerading as dog training methods that are not really rooted in empathy or understanding, but in control and domination. And the more that I examined where that mindset comes from, the clearer it became that its roots lie in colonization. It's that same extractive culture that demands obedience and submission rather than compassion and cooperation. And that realization for me reshaped the way that I view my work. The exploitation of animals, whether it's in training or entertainment or military or law enforcement, it's not separate from the exploitation of people and the planet. It's all part of the same colonial structure that prioritizes power over relationship. And that's why I've committed to raising awareness about colonialism's influence on animal care and beyond, and to challenge the systems that normalize harm under the guise of tradition or training. So what I'm hoping to do here is to kind of give everyone a timeline of my experience with the American Veterinary Medical Association, and help people understand what we're trying to do in the animal care field with doctors in our field to raise awareness around this issue. So let me give you some background. The American Veterinary Medical Association is the largest veterinary organization in the world. It has over 100,000 members, and they bring in tens of millions of dollars in annual revenue. And the AVMA defines itself as a professional body devoted to animal welfare, public health, and One Health. The principle that human, animal, and environmental well-being are all inseparable. See, but behind that branding, though, the AVMA operates as a politically conservative trade association. It maintains a political action committee and a government relations office in Washington, D.C. It has direct access to Congress and a powerful lobbying presence. And I don't think a lot of people realize this. This is one of the things we're raising awareness around. Now, I'm going to start in 2020. In 2020, the Multicultural Veterinary Medical Association and several allied groups released an open letter calling out the AVMA for systemic racism and lack of diversity within veterinary medicine. The AVMA responded by forming a diversity, equity, and inclusion commission, but that move was widely viewed as reactive and performative, and it only made that decision under public pressure. Now, by 2021, veterinarians and allied professionals were already urging the AVMA to embody its own One Health ethics. Remember, this is what they state they're all about when addressing global crises such as famine, zoonotic disease, and conflict. But the organization consistently remained silent on atrocities like Gaza. Now, in 2023, the Israeli bombardment of Gaza intensified, triggering what can only be described as a One Health collapse. As all of you know, hospitals destroyed, animals killed, ecosystems contaminated, and veterinarians forced to work without electricity, anesthesia, or clean water. Throughout that period, animal welfare organizations, professional colleagues, and members of the public pleaded with the American Veterinary Medical Association to recognize this crisis and just acknowledge the devastation facing both humans and the animals and the environment. In early 2024, veterinarians and allied professionals continued calling on the AVMA to just issue a statement recognizing the catastrophe in Gaza as a One Health emergency. And these requests came from across the profession and around the world. Despite the volume of thousands of people appealing to the AVMA, they remained silent, choosing to post routine public relations content instead. Now, the death of Dr. Muath Abu Rukba on October 10th, 2025 was a really pivotal point. This just happened recently for those that don't know. Gaza's last remaining surgical veterinarian was reported missing while attempting to return to his home in the Jabaliya area during what was supposed to be a ceasefire and a safe zone. For more than a week, the veterinary and animal care communities begged for information and urged the AVMA to use its political access to help locate him or at least acknowledge the situation, and the organization said nothing. Our worst fears were confirmed when Dr. Muath was found killed on his way home in an area that had been designated as safe. Now, had this happened, we now know that when he was returning home, this was supposed to be during a ceasefire. We now know that was not a legitimate ceasefire. He had been working under impossible conditions. Again, no anesthesia, no electricity, minimal medical supplies, and constant risk to his own life. Yet he continued to care for injured animals and organize efforts to bring food and veterinary resources to Gaza. Dr. Muath wasn't just a veterinarian. He was a symbol of compassion and moral courage in our field. Many of the animals he treated, donkeys, were being used to transport wounded people to safety. His work embodied the very essence of what One Health, the interconnectedness of human, animal, and environmental well-being are. And yet, the AVMA, an organization whose stated purpose is to protect those exact values, said nothing and completely ignored the crisis. Now, as animal care professionals, we expect our doctors and institutions to at least meet the bare minimum ethical standard to call out harm when that harm is preventable, especially when that harm is genocide. The AVMA's refusal to acknowledge the killing of veterinarians and healthcare workers and the destruction of life in Gaza isn't just silence. It is a moral failure inconsistent with everything they claim to represent. Now, following Dr. Muath's death, grassroots movement like Animal Healthcare Workers Against Genocide, whom Dr. Erica is a co-founder of, along with countless veterinarians and animal welfare advocates worldwide, demanded accountability from the organization. Many of us, including myself, spoke publicly, asking the AVMA to align its stated values with its actions. And instead, the organization continued to post trivial and unrelated content, pet safety reminders, conference promotions, and economic updates, as if nothing at all had happened. When members of the public began raising Gaza in their comments on social media, those posts that they were making were restricted, they were hidden and deleted. That behavior, selective engagement, suppression of discourse, and silence in the face of atrocities like this is exactly what systemic racism looks like in institutional form. The AVMA's Political Action Committee spends hundreds of thousands of dollars each election cycle funding members of Congress, and its donations overwhelmingly favor legislators who sit on the agricultural committees and who are aligned with corporate and pro-industry interests. Many of these lawmakers routinely vote for U.S. military aid to Israel and for policies that accelerate environmental destruction. As far as we can tell, none of that money has gone to the small number of legislators who have called for a ceasefire or Palestinian humanitarian aid. So while the AVMA insists that it is a non-political organization, its financial activity tells another story. It's part of the same network of pro-industry, pro-Israel, and anti-environmental policymaking that it claims to stand apart from. So across the timeline, we have AVMA's behavior following this similar pattern: silence and deflection when they're confronted about humanitarian crises, superficial gestures, diversity statements or One Health slogans without follow-through, censorship of dissent within its own channels, and routine apolitical posts designed to project stability. And they also have financial alignment with politicians whose actions contradict the organization's stated ethics. So, I don't see this as a bureaucratic oversight. I view this as an operational choice by the organization. The AVMA's refusal to speak out, not just about Gaza, but other issues, has raised many red flags. It's about what happens when the organization's identity is built on comfort, built on optics, rather than courage and moral consistency. They invoke One Health as a brand, but ignore the global south when One Health actually collapses in real time, and they profit from membership dues and political access, but they abandon the very professionals and animals that they claim to protect. So I've got to tell you that as an animal care worker who's been part of this field for decades, I can no longer separate this silence from complicity because the organization is not neutral. They are in structural alignment with power. Now, the movement to hold AVMA accountable is growing. Veterinary professionals and allies are urging members to withhold dues, pressure their corporate sponsors. Oops, are you there? I saw. Oh, okay, you're sharing screen. Okay. Sorry about that. So the veterinary professional and allies are urging members to withhold dues, pressure corporate sponsors, and demand leadership resignation until the organization demonstrates moral consistency. Now, the goal isn't to force AVMA to act, but to persuade it through sustained public pressure and to live up to its own stated principles. It's a demand that the profession's most powerful institution recognize that silence in the face of a genocide is an absolute betrayal of both silence and humanity. And so what began as a simple call for an acknowledgement of a genocide and a murdered veterinarian has evolved into a larger reckoning for the profession itself. It's a test whether we as animal care workers and professionals will stand by when compassion is selective and justice is optional. Dr. Muat's death and the AVMA's refusal to recognize it, to this day, by the way, exposed a painful truth. This organization doesn't lack awareness. It lacks courage. And the courage, more than any policy or press release, is the foundation of leadership. Thank you.
Very
Wow,
powerful. Thank you, Zach.
that's
People are
amazing.
very moved by your words, and thank you. Go ahead,
I
Nidal.
appreciate that. And Dr. Erica has been at the center of all of this, and I'm happy to amplify her voice and the Animal Healthcare Workers Against Genocide. So, Dr. Erica, if you have anything to say.
So yeah,
Yeah.
before Erica, we are really blown away by your statement, but what you had to share, and we are sorry that we did not connect with you earlier, guys. The work that you've been doing, your mission, your ethos are amazing, are profound, and exactly aligned with our mission. And we are really also apologizing that we ourselves maybe not know much or enough about the One Health concept, although one of our colleagues did, advocate for that for a while. But this is very important. This is really important. We really value how you connect all these dots together: the One Health, the human health, the animal rights, the animal health, the attack on all of us, on all of this, and the role that we as practitioners and providers for health, for justice, for everyone need to speak up, raise awareness. And everything you said about the AVMA, everything you can copy and
Reflected.
paste and apply it to the AMA.
Exactly.
It's just paste and copy everything you said. The silence, the complicity, the performative gestures here and there, but a complete lack of action. And they might even be more powerful when it comes to political lobbying and to their budgets and stuff like that. But they use this only for, gains, financial gains to their institutions, to their members, but they do nothing when it comes to protecting life and for standing to their own stated missions. I mean, they have made their own. I mean, we're not even asking them to do something beyond what their, standards say. But as you said, they put this as performative, as professional gestures. But when it comes to global south, when it comes to, they pick and choose which crisis or which, lives they stand for. So thank you, Zach. We're really proud of you. We appreciate you coming here, and we would love to have both of you as regular, guests with us, because we're all in this together. It's one fight, and the more of us speak up, the more of us unite, collaborate together, we can empower our voices, and at one point, hopefully, we can even replace these institutions that failed themselves before they failed everything else. Dr. Erica,
Exactly.
again, we're proud to have you. Thank you for being with us, and please go ahead and share what you have and the work that you've been doing with the AVMA.
Yeah, so first and foremost, I want to express back and reflect back that DAG indeed has been a form of a home for us. Dr. Miriam Kamal has been out with you in DC. You've provided a platform as well, and with those partnerships. We were with Animal Healthcare Workers Against Genocide in our founding in alignment with you and your principles. In addition, every piece of work that you've been doing as healthcare workers has also bolstered our work as well. Within the concept of One Health, this is something that veterinarians, it's the reason why I'm a veterinarian. And in concepts explicitly around agriculture and food access. This is something that we have as far as very much parallels in our unified discussion on nutrition, on the way that bodies need nutrition in order to be able to heal, in order for immune systems to be functioning. Very often as veterinarians, we see this often in our day-to-day work as far as malnutrition in situations of abuse and neglect. It's been incredibly powerful to have Zach's support. We actually connected through a community of animal behaviorists that are focused on social justice and equity. And we connected primarily due to our position against the use of animals for the torture and maiming of human beings, so particularly in police and military. And each of these moments, what I think has been powerful within the context of the veterinary and animal healthcare worker voice is that unified the human animal bond is something that unites us, much like our appreciation of food, right? We can gather for meals, we also gather and connect across all cultures over our relationship with nature, our relationship with animals, and how important that human animal bond is for our psychological well-being and for our human well-being because of that interconnected nature. People have spoken up and spoken out in witnessing how even in the midst of experiencing genocide, that people still try and share their food with their companion animals, that they pull animals from underneath the rubble, right? All of these things so we can try and bridge that humanity at times can be something that you can use your voice on. I know how many human healthcare workers also have animal companions that make it possible for them to do the work that they do. Um, so all of these things and having Zach's support, I'm personally not a social media person. That's something that Dr. Kamal and Zach do so powerfully, and to be able to have that space to grieve a bit with Dr. Moath while they were carrying forward and pushing that pressure forward. We hope to continue to work alongside each other, to continue to hold our institutions to account, continue to humanize people everywhere, and have people care about the environment everywhere, because the military industrial complex is killing this planet. It's killing humanity. It's killing so many things that are precious to us. So Thank you so much for the work that you do, for amplifying this, for being our colleagues, for doing the things that I know my veterinary students and other veterinary colleagues in Gaza also rely on you and your teams. And for that, I am so endlessly grateful. And thank you so much for all of this. And I just also want to do a quick shout out to Dr. John Geller and the Street Dog Coalition, who are working to raise money to try and get veterinary care and vaccines into Gaza. Currently, it's been over 2 years, or it's been, at those 2 years in which vaccines have not gotten into Gaza. And I know that other people here have also shared about how there's rabies outbreaks that are happening and potential weaponization of animals in that way. So please continue to follow updates on the DAG website, as well as you can find stuff on the Animal Healthcare Workers Against Genocide website on this matter. And again, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Erica. Thank you. Please connect us with Dr. George. We want to hear from him too, if possible, at our next meeting or any meeting whenever they're available. Again, we need to connect all our movements together, empower all of us. We really appreciate that great work you've been doing at the Animal Workers Against Genocide, and Dr. Mariam Kamal. Zach, we are really proud of you, and Dr. Erica. Please continue to be with us. We need to keep talking and keep raising our voices. And actually join us in DC, guys. If you're available for this November 19th, please welcome to join, or any next month, I think December 17th, you are welcome to join. Maybe we can get your numbers on WhatsApp and add you to that group, to the health group, so we can stay in touch and increase this network of people who care about life, about health, for humans, for animals, for agriculture, for our planet, against all the forces that are exploiting all of this for their own sake, their own benefit. So thank you. And again,
I think
go ahead.
Dr. Ahmed Al-Farra raised his hand.
It's not Ahmed
And I
Al-Farra.
think Muhammad is
It's his son.
there.
Yes. Dar
So
al-Farra are hijacking DAG, and it seems we have to have 50% shares of DAG to Dar al-Farra. But did Munder speak? Did Munder speak or no?
Munder spoke. Yes, we heard from Munder at the very beginning.
Oh, okay. Then we have to give it to Muhammad Al-Farra. We have to change your name. Ahla wa sahla, Muhammad. Welcome.
Yes, I know. I'm entering from my father's account right now, so that's the problem. Well, thank you so much for having me. Well, first of all, I would really love to thank you, all of you. Really, you are the true heroes, and what you're doing can make a difference, and we can see that. Okay.
Muhammad, there is an echo behind you. Is it from you? Can you fix the sound a little bit, please?
The sound.
Is there noise next to you?
Noise. Okay. Give me 1 second, please.
Yeah, I know you're good at that. You can fix it. If it was your dad, I will let it go. But with you, no. You have to fix it, please. Okay, go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
والله الياس تبعتك دكتور نضال مش عجباني كثير بس ماشي مشيها.
هذا أحسن شوي. It's better now.
طيب, okay. So I would really love to show my really great attitude, because you're the true heroes, and I would really love to let you know how much I am honored to speak here today. So I wanted to speak about something. It happened 2 weeks ago, or even 1 week ago, a week ago. And I need people to know what is the Israeli occupation doing right now in Gaza Strip. And even though we heard about the genocide which has been stopped, as we heard previously, but it seems to be not enough for the occupation to stop killing innocents. Last week, I was standing with one of my friends. His name is Mohannad. And I know Mohannad for about 10 years, I think.
So we were talking about the genocide and how we have, the genocide has affected both of us and our families. And you know, like it was like a dream. Like I was speaking with this guy, and suddenly, half an hour ago, as soon as I left the place, the Israeli occupation has targeted Muhannad's car with his friends and his friend's family. Half an hour ago, after half an hour, we received Muhannad in Nasser Medical Complex. I was the first one to see Muhannad's dead body, and it was so catastrophic. Like, this guy, you were speaking with him half an hour ago, and suddenly he's now beheaded. He was beheaded, and his brother called me and he said, okay, you have to go to my other brothers. They are so depressed, they are so disappointed, you need to stand with them. So I was just running to go to his family. So the Israeli occupation has killed Muhannad's close friend and his entire family. They bombed a car. All the 5 people in the car, they are beheaded. You can imagine how bad it is when the Israeli occupation is targeting by the F-16 airstrikes a car. It's just a car, And something bad happened also. I can just please remove the background because I need you to see this. That happened 1 month ago. When we heard about the ceasefire, but like the big channels like Al Jazeera and BBC and so on, they are not speaking about these things because I think this is so terrifying. But I have asked Dr. Nidal to show this video, and he said, okay, you can do that.
Yeah.
And I really need you to see this. This is a guy, I know him very well, and he was just sitting in the street in Hayy al-Aman in Khan Yunis, actually. And this guy, suddenly, he got the air drone inside of his chest, and it has exploded massively. And you need to see this. The small pieces here, the small pieces of meat, this is his dead body. We couldn't find his dead body. Can you imagine it? We couldn't find anything. This is right here. This is the biggest piece of his dead body. You can see this. This is the biggest one of his body. We were trying to get his dead body. We couldn't. We got just 6 kilograms of his dead body, and he was around 90 or 80 kilograms. Can you imagine it? You can see how hard this is.
And who else was in the car? It was your friend, his friend, and the whole family, which include about 4 or 5 children.
Yes, his entire family. Yes, exactly. And this is his car that the Israeli occupation has targeted. You can see the car right here, and it seems to be like it's fully destroyed, And this bag, this plastic bag right here is just some small pieces of meat, because we couldn't find, of course, we couldn't find their dead body, all of it. So we just we found some small pieces of their bodies on the ground. So that's what happened. And I believe that the big channels they will never speak about these things, And Muhannad, this is the painful truth. Muhannad, he, before he's being killed, like a week ago, before the accident, his brother, he's Mahmoud, he got freed from the Israeli occupation jails. Can you imagine it? And the entire family was really happy with getting Mahmoud back from the Israeli jails. He was arrested in 2023, and he was freed again in 2025, last month. So it was so hard for the family to accept that, okay, now we have Mahmoud, but we have lost the other one, Muhannad. Can you imagine it? And we need to speak about this a little bit, because I can see that the prisoners in the Israeli occupation jails, they are suffering. It's just an endless suffering, There is no bathrooms. There is no painkillers. The Israeli occupation they are like they enjoy, like they really enjoying when they punishing the prisoners, or the Palestinian prisoners. He was talking about a lot of things that I couldn't handle. I couldn't even think about these things. I was asking him, like, did you really like survive from all of these things? Like, how impossible is this? He told me about how the Israeli occupation is using a lot of, it could be the worst ways to punish someone, you know. And even like he told me that a lot of people in the jail are, they're dreaming of death. They just need to die. You know, they would rather die than handling these type punishments. Alhamdulillah, Mahmoud is now fine. He got freed the past month, Alhamdulillah. But his other guy, his other brother, is now unfortunately dead. Inshallah, Allah will accept him and He will grant the highest level of the heaven. But it was so hard. I saw Mahmoud crying on the ground. He said, "Okay, Alhamdulillah, 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 la tarat." I mean, like what Allah has chosen for us is okay. We won't complain. But I saw his, you know, it was so heartbroken when you can see this guy. He's like around 35 years old and he's just crying all over, like he's just a kid. And he has just lost his other brothers that he hasn't seen him for a week, just 1 week. You can imagine it. And he saw his dead body, his beheaded dead body, a brother, you know. That was so catastrophic. That day I couldn't forget. And you will ask me how you can just keep going. Like, I mean, of course, I will never forget these moments. I mean, I saw my friend beheaded. That was so unimaginable. But it's, you know, like you will always think about these things at night before sleeping and so on. But it's okay because we used to see these things. I have lost many friends and they all were beheaded. I lost my family members and they were beheaded as well. I lost my cousin. She was beheaded. Her husband was also beheaded. So I know it's so hard to imagine these things. So I need you just to consider, you know, like, of course, you won't be able to imagine how hard it is unless you live in these situations, as you can see your friends beheaded. May Allah forbid, of course. But yeah, that's what happened a month ago and the past 2 years. And the Israeli occupation is still saying that, okay, now the genocide is over and the people can get back to their houses. But no, that's not true. Because until now, I can't go back to my house, which is destroyed, of course. It's totally destroyed, but I can't get back to my house. And even a lot of people, around 1 million people, are not able to get back to their houses again. So the Israeli occupation is now putting some limitations and restrictions on some places in Khan Yunis and Gaza and Al-Qarara area and Deir al-Balah and so on. So they are stopping people from getting back to their houses. And that's, I mean, you can see how crowded the places are in Khan Yunis, and you can see how hard it is when you can see your house, but you can go there because you might be killed. That's what happened. So the genocide is now over, but we have the war after the war, you know. It's the hardest, I believe. So people are now fighting, people are now trying to get back to their houses. The prices are still crazy. The building materials are still not here. It's not entering Gaza Strip, so it's still so expensive. And you know, it's not gonna be enough to speak about this. I mean, like, it's so, like, it's just endless suffering, and you know what happened, and you will always know what's happening. So I would really love to thank all of you because you choose to be at the right side of history, and that's appreciated, and we will never forget that. We as Gazans and Palestinians, wallahi, we won't ever forget that you choose to be at the right side of history, and you are still defending Palestinians, and you are still helping Palestinians. So that's so appreciated, and from the bottom of my heart, I would really love to thank all of you. And just keep going, please. Just keep going, because we can see that, okay, the international community is I know it's not what we thought. And one thing, Mahmoud, the one who was a prisoner in the occupation's jails, he told me that a lot of people inside are so hopeful because they are waiting for the international community to move and to get their freedom. But I would be afraid if I would be afraid to be lying if I told him, yeah, the international community can do that because we can see the silence, which is so loud. That's so unfortunate. But yeah, this is that what happened, and this is what the Israeli jails looks like, and it's just 20% of the truth that happening in the Israeli occupation jails. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Muhammad. Sorry for your loss. Sorry for losing your
Thank
friend.
you.
We need to make sure, guys, that this is not normal. We should never normalize this. This is personal. We should not just say, oh, 70,000 were killed, murdered by the genocide, 200,000 injured, a total of 500,000 people killed. Each one of these people is a human being. Each one of them is alive. Each one of them is a friend, a son, a daughter, a mother, a child. Each life counts. Every life lost in Gaza, whether human or animal or structure, was lost intentionally by design, by a genocidal force. These are not acts of nature. These are not accidents. These are intentional crimes committed against the humanity, against all of us. We should be aware. Do not make it easy, Muhammad. Do not say that yes, we have to keep going to defend the remainders, the survivors. We have to keep going to fix the systems, the structures that are committing and enabling these crimes. But we should continue to be fully aware of how big this crime. No human being should be blown into so many pieces that I know, Muhammad, you shared with me, it took you 3-4 days to get all the pieces of their bodies thrown over 200, 300 yards in the area. So no human being should face this death, especially when this death is intentional, especially when this death is preventable. And this is our mission here in DAG and all, our supporters, all the fighters for justice. We need to prevent these crimes. We need to stop them, and we need to create a world where these crimes are not possible. No one should have the rights and the capability to commit these crimes. These systems need to be dismantled, whether they're in Israel or in the USA or in Europe. No human being should have $1 trillion wealth that Elon Musk has. This is not normal. This is anti-humanity. No one human being should have all this wealth to control all of us. No lobby in the world should have so much power that they can continue to kill human beings and animals for 2 years in front of the whole world eyes without any of us being able to stop this. We need to dismantle this and create a better world where every life, every voice, everything counts, and we all share power. The power should not be left in the hands of few people who are benefiting from these crimes. I remember one congressman, when we went to DC, said genocide is good for business. Can you imagine this? We live in a world where our representatives, our elected officials are saying genocide is good for business, meaning that his constituents, his state, they have so many, weapon manufacturing factories and stuff like that, and it's giving jobs to his state. And instead of creating a world where, you can have jobs, from fostering life, from defending life, he is proud that he is making money, at the expense of killing people. So thank you, Muhammad, for sharing this. I know it's hard on you. I know it's tough. I mean, you are the true heroes, and I don't know how you are able to handle, process all of this, the people in Gaza, but we know that as human beings, the instinct for life, the instinct for, survival, the steadfastness, the sumud, will keep you going, will keep us going. We will continue to be together. Spaces like this is what actually makes all of us stronger because we have to share our pain, our suffering, and we have to get our strength together to stop this. So, Karama, I don't know, do you want to reflect on what Muhammad shared?
Yeah, I mean, these are psychopathological acts when it is possible for an entity like Israel to explode somebody's body into pieces in a second. That's just, it's not human. And it is a result of impunity, and it's a result of unchecked ability to test weapons on Palestinians. I mean, I would not be surprised that some of these incidents are just tests. Test this drone or test that quadcopter and, even record it so that in the next military show, you can show that this quadcopter is so good at turning one person into vapor.
Yeah. Yeah, they use it. They will use it for their commercials to get
Yes.
more
And
market and sell more
it
weapons.
is so disgusting and it should not be acceptable. And every human should stand against this. And those who do not stand against this do not deserve to be called humans.
Yeah. And whatever they are testing there in Gaza and Palestine, they are using also in other places, maybe in Africa, and it's going to be used against all of us. I mean, we know the eyes, we know, I mean, they're already using some drones, all the technologies of death that they are perfecting there in Gaza, testing, using Gaza as a testing ground. It is something that can be launched against all of us when we say no, as Zach said. They don't want human beings who respect their, uh, respect themselves, respect their life, respect their identity, their dignity, and refuse these systems. So I think at any point, the fascism that's happening here, if we don't stop it, it will metastasize, it will become worse and worse. And they will consider most of us, if not all of us, dispensable, and
Targets.
they can get away without us. And they have the AI, they have the automatic, systems of production now. So for them, it might be easy at one point. Like half this humanity is just noise and extra. We don't need them. So honestly, it is a matter of urgency, not just in Gaza. Everything that's happening in Gaza is just it's just a picture of it's just a small experiment of what they can unleash everywhere else or anywhere else. And no one should go through what Muhammad went through, have been going through. No one should go through what Mundir went through. Mundir has been displaced almost 10 times. That's just the number that I can count myself. He used to have a successful business, successful farm, houses, all these things, and just watching. I mean, that's the simple case. At least Monder and Muhammad, alhamdulillah, are a little bit better off and trying to manage. Many other people that we don't even hear from them, they don't even have cell phones or connections to talk to people, are having things much worse. So again, none of this is normal. We should not accept any of this as normal. All of this is preventable. All of this is being done because we allowed these systems to prevail. And Gaza, it can be the moment that can break all of us, but it also can be the moment and the time that can unify all of us and help us to prevail over these systems and create a better world. Munder, I know you talked earlier, but I'm not hearing from you. Do you want to share anything, Munder?
يعطيك العافية أخوي، شو
هلا
الأخبار؟
كيف حالك؟ هلا منذر، شو اخبارك؟
والله تمام الحمد لله، الحمد لله على كل حال. أنا أعطيت update, I gave update in the first one, and مثل ما حكيت إنه كان الإنترنت فاصل. The internet cut for around 3 hours, and alhamdulillah now they fix it. So in the whole of Gaza, the Palestinian telecommunication make like renovation for the network and for the signal. So Alhamdulillah, finally we return back to connect to the world. And as you can see, Brother Ahmed, he's sharing his story and what happened to his friend Muhammad. And I can hear his story, and that's really affect me. And this is one story, and we can say the 2 million people who's living in Gaza have different stories. And hopefully with the internet, that we can share some of these stories to the world to make attention. The world must know what is going on in Gaza. And I believe Gaza is, if the peace achieved in Gaza, so the peace will be achieved in the whole world. If the war is here, so no, the war will be not stable, the whole planet. And as I mentioned in the previous, when I start the conversation in the first one, I said that there is no guarantee that the ceasefire will continue. I'm not pessimistic, but in the same time, uh, Israel has no guarantee to break the ceasefire. So the people here has fear that the ceasefire will not complete. Hopefully, we pray anything might happen. We believe in God, and we believe that it keep changing and keep changing very fast. Hopefully, that next days will have hope that Gaza will be rebuilt again. And I want to give you an update that thanks God that today no more fighting or no more bombs for today, but there is no guarantee about tomorrow or after tomorrow. So for today, as I'm living now, I'm recording from Gaza City, and I'm living now in next to a Shifa hospital. It's just next to me. So me and my son Faraj, we go to the hospital every morning to monitor if there is anyone killed or anyone injured. Thanks God, and I confirmed that nobody injured, nobody killed. But as you know, that Ashifa Hospital, it was totally destroyed. Hopefully, that the world or the doctors around the world make focus on what to recycle or to replan it, to rebuild Ashifa Hospital one more time, as there are so many challenges for the doctors here in Gaza that are facing. And as you know, there are more than 20,000 patients need urgent help or urgent medical support to be complete their medical outside Gaza. I just want to give you this update, which is that's happened 2 or 3 hours ago, that there is one more hostages just released, or I'm talking about the bodies, and that will give me a chance for me and my son. And now, as you know, as I said, once they release hostages bodies, the Israeli one, we will eat chicken wings. If no release, so no more chicken wings in Gaza.
Wallahi, that's
So
right. That's
that is
what
the
I was
equation.
thinking.
That's the equation. Brother Ahmed
That's the equation. Yeah.
confirmed that.
Wallahi, you're right.
So I'm planning, me and my son, tomorrow we will get a chicken wings for lunch, or for as they release one hostage's body. And we don't want this equation, because they still have four hostages bodies is still in Gaza, and we don't know where is the bodies is. And we
Again,
hope that
yes.
Israel will not make an excuse to not allow the chicken or the good food. Now they just allow the bad food to come, as you mentioned, and as you know, and
Again,
hopefully
Munder,
once the
Munder,
go ahead.
we should not accept this as normal. Allowing
Yeah, this
humanitarian
is
aid,
not normal,
allowing
brother.
food should not be conditional. This is a human right. They should not even have the power to be in control of the food and the aid that goes to Gaza. This is all part of the crime, part of the genocide. It's not normal. We should not normalize it. We should not accept it. We should not play by their rules just because they put these rules. We should not accept them as the normal. We want you to keep working on the farm and the well, making the well work again. We need to restart replanting, rebuilding Gaza, despite their best effort to destroy life there. So, inshallah, we will be able to help all of us, you, Muhammad, us, and everyone in this movement, and every human being of good conscience all over the world. We should not accept the criminal conditions that they are imposing on all of us. So inshallah, you'll eat everything, and this is your right. It should not be dependent on them. And let's keep
And
working.
all the eyes, my brother, sorry for disturbing, all the eyes now as we are following the news about what will happen next. So as we know, the 2 million people here in Gaza looking for the Rafah border once they should be open, once they release the four hostages bodies. So all the eyes now, where is the hostages bodies is. Even Brother Ahmed, I can see that he is looking for the same thinking. He's thinking the same way. You can
Wallahi,
share
we
that.
shouldn't normalize this, as Dr. Nadal said. But wallahi, Dr. Nadal, this is the painful truth.
Yes.
Unfortunately, the Israeli occupation is now putting stress, on the government in Gaza, because they need to release more hostages and dead bodies. So as soon as they release dead bodies, we get more chicken. So we need to find our chicken wings, and we need to find the Israeli occupation dead bodies, because that's, somehow the Israeli occupation is now consider these things as it's like just a fuel or something to move things and get things inside of the Gaza Strip and get more shipments and so on. And that's so catastrophic. When it comes to food, since when food is being used as a weapon? That's so unfortunate, and we shouldn't normalize this. Wallah, you are right, but we're just joking because we both know
Yeah, I know.
the truth,
I just want to add something, which is once they release the hostage's body, for example, today, 3 hours ago, they released one body. So the prices of the food will be decreasing directly. Once they
Yes,
not
that's
find
right.
anybody, yeah, the prices will be increasing very fast. So it's like we are living in I really don't know how to explain that, but
والله فوركس
this is the
بورصة هاي.
equation that they are using.
I agree with you.
It's
I
not
mean, but
it is a
believe,
big gap,
believe,
my brother. Can I give you one example?
yes.
For the chicken, for example, which is my son, what he is looking, and I didn't eat a chicken from 18 of January, February, from March, during the second ceasefire, from 18 of March until now, me, my family, and my son Faraj, he likes to eat the chicken wings. Starting from that time until now, only two times. That is, and that is the equation, as I mentioned. Once they release the consider him as hopefully consider him as a chicken, or I don't want to be talk about this, but once they release the hostages bodies, so they allow many tracks to come. There is not once they there is no hostages bodies, so the prices will be increasing very fast. That
Yeah,
is
I
the equation,
understand.
my brother.
I understand this is your lived truth, unfortunately. But again, we should not accept this, because even after they get all
It
the
is our
hostages
human
back,
rights.
they will come back with another excuse. And you know what? They will always find an excuse to delay food, to obstruct, to use power that they should not allow or should not have. It is not. It is
بس
not
دكتور
their right. I mean, it's not their right. Oh, okay. We have a dog here. What's your dog name?
Her name is Inertia. She was asking for her lunch, I think, but
Oh, she wants chicken wings too?
probably she loves chicken
Oh my
wings.
God.
Maybe, yeah.
Absolutely.
Can we
والله
see
the
her again?
dogs
Can
are
we see
not
her again?
accepting
You
to
should
eat
ship some to my
wings.
son Faraj.
Can we see her again, please? Or should
Inertia,
she
come.
remove? Oh,
Come
okay.
here. Here, pause up. See if we can. It's the
Yeah,
back.
yeah, wow.
Here, come here. If you get close to, there we go. If I get close, she's on there.
Yeah.
Can see
I
her.
don't know how to do the background, but
Dr.
yeah.
Nadal, I want to
Yes.
speak about a small point here.
Yes.
We were speaking about the food and how we can fix the lack of the food in the markets now, which is by releasing one dead body and so on, so we can get more food inside of the Gaza Strip. And this is one problem that we can solve and we can fix. uh, by the long term. But there is some other problems that we can't fix. One of these problems is the education. The education now, because the Israeli occupation knows that the education is the highest, it's the strongest weapon of the Palestinians and the Gazans. It is the biggest and the strongest weapon of the Palestinians, which is the education. So they have destroyed the universities, the schools, and even the what can I say, schools and universities. This is more than enough. So, and the now during the genocide, we weren't study because we stopped the education because there's no universities apparently. But now after the genocide, the genocide ended, now we need to get our things back. The students at the university, they need to complete their education. The students in the school, but I have one of my biggest fears now that they are really and entire generations are being wiped out without being killed. You know what I mean? So this is my brother. Hi everyone. This is Rayyan. Okay, Rayyan. Now we're looking for a school to
Who's Rayyan?
to register Rayyan with it.
Who's Rayyan?
انت مقدم يا
Rayyan
ريان.
is my brother. He's my small brother.
Younger brother. كيف حالك ريان؟
Younger.
Yes, he's my younger brother. Yes.
كيف الصحة؟
And now قديش عمرك؟ He's 16 years old. You can
عمر اخوك
imagine.
يا زلمه.
ريان ليش شعاراتك احلى من شعارات محمد؟
ايه؟
ليش شعاراتك احلى من شعارات محمد؟
انت فيش حد احلى منه.
الله يخليك تعرف فرح على فكره هاي جنتك هاي.
خلاص طلعوا على ميشيغان على طول.
على ميشيغان. تعال اسمع ريان، انت حصتنا في ميشيغان، خلي محمد يروح على باستن ولا على نيويورك، خذ محمد وابوه على باستن ونيويورك وتعال لنا.
لا هو ياخذني ويروح، مش انا
انا
لا
باخذك يا زلمه، شو بدك فيه؟
خلص تمام يلا.
كيف حالك؟
الحمد لله.
اهلا وسهلا
والله he's the best of the best. والله he's my favorite one. والله he's so kind. He's like we're six brothers and sisters, and he's my favorite one. But this is one problem that we can't solve. We need like 5 or maybe 10 years to rebuild the education, because now, and even he lost 2 years. 2 educational years through the genocide. So now he needs to keep going, but he can't. And this is a big problem, because you can see a lot of schools are now being reopened at tents, but these schools are not registered by the Ministry of Education. So this is the big problem here. You can't guarantee the quality of the education that these guys are getting from the schools. No furnitures in the schools. There's no desks. There's no chairs. It's the war after the war. This is so catastrophic. That one problem that we can't solve right now, and I think we need to lose more generations until we rebuild the education again. When it comes to food, it's fine. We can accept flour. We can accept sugar. We can accept salt and water. We don't need chicken. But when it comes to education is the most important thing. I consider it as the strongest weapon. It's the biggest problem.
I mean, education, it's part of the genocide. They call it scholasticide, which is the destruction of the educational structures and schools and teachers and students. More than 14,000 students have been murdered through this genocide, and few hundred teachers. We know that more than 80% of the schools have been destroyed. The few schools that continue to stand are being used by people, for shelter, because they have no other way to go. We know that every university in Gaza has been destroyed. So the magnitude of the crime, I think, is going to take us decades to process how much devastation they visited on the people of Gaza. But as you said, we should not accept any of this, and inshallah, we will continue to rebuild. And as Dr. Ahmed Al-Farra, as your dad mentioned earlier, the people of Gaza are teaching us every day how resilient they are, how determined they are to succeed and to rebuild and to survive. And he said that during the Arab board exam, this is a medical board examination that's done across all the Arabic countries to get an Arab board. During the last Arab board exam, the highest achieving doctors on that board were the doctors from Gaza. Let that sink in. They have no internet, they have no power, they have no communication, they have no homes, they lost their families. They have been through all this for 2 years, and despite this, the doctors from Gaza who sat for that board scored the highest among all the Arab countries, and I'm sure they will score the highest in American exams if they sit down for that, because we know they are tough, they are resilient, but we should not use this against them. The fact that they're tough and resilient, we should not use this as an excuse to allow these criminals to continue with their crimes. We need to stand by them, and we need to protect them, and we need to support them in any way we can to rebuild the schools, the universities, maybe help them virtual systems in the beginning until the situation allows for more stuff. But thank you, Muhammad, for sharing this. Anyone who wants to reflect on this? I'm trying to get people from Masafer Yatta to connect. It's been a little bit rough for them today. But in the meantime, Tom, if you don't mind, since we talked about the education, what's your vision about how we can rebuild the education system in Gaza? I mean, this is exactly your field, and we've been working a lot on this.
I hopped on at just the right time. I've been listening, but just joined in to contribute as well. So I think one thing we need to do, and I've mentioned it before, but I really want us to put energy into it. I want, by us in this case, I mean my colleagues in education across the country, to develop the same deep sense of partnership with our colleagues in education in Gaza, or really across Palestine, in both universities and K-12 schools. I've been thinking about this a lot lately, and in fact, I'm going to put together a seminar. I've been working on it for about a week with some of the people who were publishing on Scholasticide in a special issue of Harvard Education Review, a prestigious journal that suppressed an entire issue. This was just a couple of months ago on Scholasticide by a variety of scholars, including some Palestinian, some not Palestinian. Many of them have now been able to publish their papers in other credible venues. But I would like to bring them to a seminar that will be sort of national in scope. I will push it out very heavily to my colleagues in the educational field across the US and across the world, obviously including Canada as well. Because I want us to use this DAG model in relation to schools, especially now if the killing is still gruesome but at a slower pace. It's really time that people will be thinking more. Of course, Gazans have always been thinking about it, but thinking about it even more in terms of we're claiming our lives back, and education, whether it's at school age level or university level, is a core aspect of reclaiming your life. Obviously, we just heard that from the presenters. So this is what I think. I mean, of course, there are many paths we can take. One thing I want to remind us of is the wisdom of Dr. Ahmed Abu Shaban, who emphasized the utter importance of us always working in conjunction with the institutions in Gaza that exist. In his case, the coalition of universities working through the Emergency Committee for Universities in Gaza. But it would be the same with, obviously there are many different providers of school-age education in Gaza and across Palestine, but it would be the same idea that we need to avoid bypassing those institutions. We need to work in partnership with those institutions because that is the non-colonial way of doing things, of recognizing their power and helping to restore their power. We work in partnership with them. We don't supersede them. So I will provide updates later this week to some of my work on this to the DAG mailing list.
Yeah, thank you, Tom. Karama, sorry. I send you 2 emails for Rochelle and for Eid from Masafer Yatta, please. If you send them an invite link so they can join us. And in the meantime, I want to hear one more feedback from Zach. Do you have any reflections on what you heard so far?
I've just really enjoyed listening to everyone today to get all the different perspectives. I'm just taking it all in, quite honestly, and here to listen and learn. That's mainly what I am. But I'm just so grateful that so many people are this dedicated to raising awareness. We obviously need a lot more, but it's good to know there are people like you out there. Thank you.
Thank you, Zach. Yes, we are all trying. We need to hear from more and more. Yeah, Karama, please.
I got it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, guys. Martha, you've been very busy in Boston. You've been doing a lot of activities, a lot of functions. What do you have to share with us before the people from Yatta join us?
No, I haven't been, but I'm getting ready for one.
Okay.
Coming up Wednesday. Karama and Claude and Anthony will be coming to my parish to speak, which is fantastic. And the parish is very excited about it. The priest has been pumping it at the altar for weeks now, and we're really looking forward to it.
Thank you, Martha. Dania, what have you been doing in New York?
Well, we just Mamdani was just
Oh, yes,
elected as
yes. Thank
mayor,
you for
so
the reminder. At least
yeah.
someone positive news.
Yeah, it's positive. I mean, I'm a bit cynical because I think we should always be cautiously optimistic. But I think his win, I mean, to go against the Jewish billionaires that campaigned against him, to ensure that he won't win, and in spite of all that, and him winning, and just the demographics of who voted for him, just these people that believe that a better world can exist, and we don't need to send all the our taxpayer dollars abroad, and just keep this money back home. So that's a big thing for New York. So let's see where he goes. Hopefully I'm not wrong about him.
Yeah, I know. It was really good news.
Nidal,
Yes.
is it Eid Suleiman who?
Yes.
Okay.
I think Rochelle, then Eid, yeah. So it's really good, happy news that we at least got a candidate who runs against APAC, against the genocide, against the lobbies here, and still wins. I think that is the message by itself, and I'm sure he's much better than his opponents, but it doesn't mean he's going to fix the world by himself. So we have to keep it up. We have to keep supporting him, and also we have to keep pressure on him not to change his track. But of course, he's a public, he's holding a public office now, and he's a mayor for all people in New York. So we cannot be too greedy. Of course, he has to compromise in certain things. He has to provide for everyone. But as long as he keeps the message that he's there for the vulnerable, for the weak, for the poor, against genocide, against the lobbies, the main things, if he at least keep the main things, that is great. Plus, his win will inspire many other candidates across the country, across the world, that they can win even if they go against APAC. And the most important message is that his win, he and us, we owe his win to Gaza, to the people of Gaza, the sacrifice of Gaza. If he'd lost, this would be another blow to the sacrifices that the people of Gaza have went through. This means that despite all of this, the world is not listening. But his win is a proof that the world is listening. Gaza is changing the world. Gaza is empowering all of us. Gaza is freeing all of us. And I really think that we all, especially Mamdani, should be thankful to Gaza for this. Now we have our friends from Masafer Yatta join. We have Rochelle, who was there a few weeks back. And we have brother Eid Suleiman. Eid is from Masafer Yatta. Masafer Yatta is my town, guys. I am from Yatta, from Masafer Yatta. So أهلا وسهلا عيد. معلش I'm gonna speak Arabic for a couple of minutes. كيف حالك عيد؟
الحمد لله الله يخليك كويس.
شو الأخبار؟
يعني somehow مش كثير.
مش كثير. يلا أهلا وسهلا. Thank you. I know you had a rough day and there was attacks by the settlers on the people there, and there were some injuries, but it's good to have you. Good to hear from you, Eid, and hopefully every week we will hear more about the suffering from the people of Masafer Yatta. So Masafer Yatta is another place where the genocide has been going for many years, but at a slower pace. The genocide that Israel is committing is not just in Gaza. There is a genocide in the West Bank. There is a genocide in 48 inside Israel itself. There is a genocide in the neighboring countries. There is a genocide against all of us, against humanity, because they are censoring us, they are silencing us, they are taking away our rights, our freedom of speech. They are using no technology that's coming out of this country that is good for humanity. Everything that's coming out of this country is harmful to humanity. It's either weapons, it's either weapons of destruction, weapons of killing, technology of censorship, technology of spy and monitoring. So I don't believe that, oh, look, Israel is successful, experiment of humanity. No, actually, everything that's coming out of this country is anti-human, and it's not advancing humanity forward, but backward, to the benefit of those who are exploiting all of us. So there is a genocide that's been happening in Masafer Yatta for a long time. It's a slower pace, a campaign of ethnic cleansing. Eid and his people have been in Yatta and Masafer Yatta before Israel existed, before Israel ever existed. And now they want to claim that no, this is their land, and Eid and his family, his father, his grandfather, his parents, his kids, they don't have the right to be there. That's all of a sudden this is for an Ukrainian white Jew who just came here out of nowhere, or an American Jew from Brooklyn that Mamdani just won. Now, actually, they are going to use this. Oh, Mamdani is a hostile environment. Let's go all to Israel and establish settlement and take more land. So these things sometimes can backfire. So we have to be careful. They can use this win of Mamdani and the movement in New York, in the United States, as an excuse to have more Jews move there to take our land and Eid's land. But we can't talk about this. I don't want to put Eid in more trouble than he already is, because the people, unfortunately, the activists, the people there are targets. So, Asif Eid, but it's okay, Eid. Ahla Sara. So you are a resident of Masafer Yatta. Please share with us what's happening. There have been recent orders of demolitions of almost half of the town there, or 14 houses or 15 houses, I'm not sure. If you want to share the details with us, because we are going to DC and we are going to be campaigning for you guys, and we want our colleagues here to learn more about the situation. So when we talk to our elected officials there in DC, we know what to tell them, and we have the facts from, first-hand witnesses like you. Tfaddal, Eid.
Thank you, Dr. Nidal, for this opportunity. Basically, we have a very long, massive day with Southern violence, the attacks all over the Masafer Yatta area, and the army were standing with them, and the police also standing nearby them, while Palestinians being attacked, being beaten, being bleeding, being hospitalized, being being attacked the whole day, and they try to steal animals and sheep from Masafer Yatta village, and the army stand nearby protecting them. This is what we have all the day. My village, Al Khair, got an attack from the early morning hours here in Palestine time, and then they went to other villages in Masafer Yatta and they attacked people. They tried to steal their sheeps because settlers claim it's their sheeps. Imagine that, dear friends. They invaded the village and they say, oh, this sheep's in the pen, it's belong to us. And they put it in their trucks, take it away, while the army and the police looking to that, doing nothing to stop these crimes from happening. And when people try to just stand in front of them, they beat them, they made them bleeding from their heads and the whole body, and then nobody from the settlers held accountable. All these people run with rifles, which provided by the IDF, by the police in the daylight, trying to shoot people, trying to kill people of Masafer Yatta. And they already killed people of Masafer Yatta long years ago, and they shoot a lot of people, and they taking their land, confiscating the land, and settlers do their part of the violence, and then the army do their part in home demolition. In Masafer Yatta, we have demolition long these years. Why? One reason, to ethnic cleanse every Palestinian who live in Masafer Yatta, and then all these settlements will take all these mountains and land and expand all over the area. And that's the colonial project they work with on more than 55 years ago, since they occupied the West Bank. And it's happened every day, and it's happened every night. They raided villages at night, in day also. And they try always to terrorize Palestinians who live in area C. You're familiar with Area C, dear friends. And that's the goal that Israel want to annex the whole Area C and take it and made it part of Israel. And this is what the US administration should stand by against this. And always they talk in the media, oh, we will prevent, annexation here or there. But what happened on the ground is completely different story than what we hear from the politicians on the media. Settlers do annexations since a long time ago, and the facts on the ground is talking by itself. Annexations happen day and night by settler violence, by land confiscations, by cutting olive trees, by demolishing Palestinian homes, and it's go further with that. This big project, which funded by a government, which is official project, and it's happened in front of the international community eyes, in front of the US administrations, which coming and going along these decades, and no stopping for that, no freezing for building in the settlements. They keep building. And this is the facts we have on the ground. Khair, for example, Khair is part of Masafer Yatta, and we got just 2 weeks ago, we got 14 demolition orders, means they will demolish half of the village. Imagine that. In the meantime, nearby, a few meters nearby us, we have an outpost built in a night they built it. We find out with our lawyer, this outpost is illegal and it's built on a Palestinian land and should be evacuated. We got a court decision. This caravan should be evacuated, but the Israeli authority never issued the rule and the law and moved these settlers away. In the meantime, they came and they put these 14 demolition orders against the village of al Khair, and 100 people of al Khair will be homeless if these demolitions come on real. That's why we need your intervention, dear friends, to talk to the Congress. When you meet them, tell them, listen, there is ethnic cleansing happened in the West Bank. There is Cold War happened by settlers day and night in the West Bank. And you should, as Congress members, you should urge the State Department to act to stop settler violence in the West Bank, because in Gaza there is genocide. In the West Bank there is ethnic cleansing happened day and night by these criminal settlers who some of them came from the US. Some of them live in these outposts and they are US citizens. We know them. There is a lot of facts. All the NGOs know them. A lot of them came from abroad and they've been, the owner of the land, and they do the Wild West by their guns. They roll the situation in one word, they roll the situation by their weapons. And this is the impunity by the government, which support them. And we're not surprised. This government is work, and the minister is settlers, the prime minister is settler, and they just put all the fund in the West Bank, especially in Area C, especially which the most targeted area is Masafer Yatta in South Hebron Hills Mountains, in the south part of the West Bank. We should focus on this, advocacy, dear friends, to tell the politicians, guys, it's time to intervene in this issue.
Thank you, Reid. Yes, that is very important. We should include this into our campaign. And as you said, President Trump himself said there will be no annexation, but he said this, as a talk, but on paper. But in reality, they did not do anything to stop the settlers from continuing their crimes. And as I remember, one of the settlers who murdered Ode 2 weeks ago or a month ago is a settler that has been sanctioned by the previous administration, by Biden administration, and the Trump administration came and took the sanctions off him. So he's a free man, despite the fact that he killed a father and a teacher and an educator there. He continues to be free and roaming around. He's not being punished. He's not being held accountable by Israel. Israel is a settlement. Israel, the prime minister is a settler. The ministers are settlers. The soldiers are settlers. The judges are settlers. The teachers are settlers. That illegal state by itself, needs to be held accountable for this. And enough with the empty talks from our politicians. If the United States has a policy that there is no annexation, that the West Bank at least belongs to the Palestinians, they need to impose this and make it a policy and put sanctions on the settlers and on the state that is, funding these settlers. Remember, that's all our tax money that is being used to fund these buildings, these outposts. It is American NGO money going from New York that Mamdani mentioned at one point. American NGO money, our tax money that is going to build illegal settlements on illegal land there, stolen from its real owners, from the Palestinians, killing them, terrorizing them. And I'm glad that we have Zach here with us, Eid. Zach is a big defender of animal rights also, and One Health. Masafer Yatta is a town that really relies on farming and sheep and goat, and they live off their animal animals and stuff like that. So any help we can provide them to support them in terms of taking care of their animals too, that unfortunately has been killed many times by the settlers or stolen by the settlers. We really want the veterinarian American Medical Association and you guys to be on board on this and helping these people, because one of the reasons we can support them is to provide for them, for their animals, so they can survive there. Killing their livelihood is part of the policy that the settlers and this criminal state is implementing all the time, to force them to evacuate, to ethnically cleanse them as part of their bigger genocidal project. Rochelle, are you with us, Rochelle? I'll come
Yes.
back. I'll come back to you, Eid, after we hear from Rochelle. Rochelle is one of our colleagues here in the United States. She has been active with us, Doctors Against Genocide. She's active also in her state. We really appreciate your work, Rochelle. Rochelle, you have been in the West Bank. You had a mission there, and you have been to Masafer Yatta lately. If you want to share with us, please, your reflections about your visit, about your experience there. We are here all listening to you.
What I observed when I was there was that Masafer Yatta is kind of a linchpin as far as land theft. I don't know if people know, but Masafer Yatta is not one town, it's an area in the South Hebron Hills. Yatta is a city within Masafer Yatta. And all of the little communities there are Bedouins who were displaced in 1948 and have settled and bought land in Masafer Yatta legally. So, from my view, as an outsider looking in Khair, I see a strategy of harassment and theft. They know that they live off of the sheep, so the sheep are not able to be grazed anymore. So now they have to pay for food, and they're also losing the income from the sheep. They're what is I say? They're losing that sheep. They have uprooted all the olive trees. There's daily harassment. The first time I came, there was a very famous settler, Shimon Atiyah, who was walking onto the land with his sheep. And this continues every day. If they're not doing that, then they're building directly onto the onto the land that is not theirs. And that is actually what happened when Alda Hathaleen was killed. Was they ran that caterpillar through the road, knocked over a few other people and some infrastructure, and then he got off of the tractor and went hysterical and started shooting, and he killed Elda. But they were only protecting their property at the time. But my overall opinion is that Khair is one of the most besieged communities, and also one of the communities that have the most focus, the most news, and is most well known, one of the most well known. So if they get away with these illegal demolitions, they will continue with the rest of Masafer Yatta. They already have a demolition order in a village next to Susia. And if they continue with the demolition orders and they keep going with it, they'll seize all the land there. And then they just have to go around the West Bank and go to all the Bedouin communities who are kind of buffer zones against the larger towns, and get rid of them. And then, there's nothing stopping them from invading. This is not settler violence apart from the government. This is a strategic plan by the government to use the settlers as cheap soldiers. They even give them army uniforms. But actually, a lot of these settlers are kids under 18 who are not prosecuted under Israeli military law. So they could do whatever they want. They've even killed people. And they're soldiers. So to me, this is the quintessential Palestinian experience. What's going on in the West Bank is no different, really. It's just a matter of levels. It's no different, really, from Gaza. They are attacking people. They're taking their property. They're taking their land. And they are getting rid of the Palestinians either by death or by expulsion. But it all amounts to the same thing. Israel is taking over Palestine. They've already made new laws to facilitate this, since Smotrich became sort of the head of the West Bank. And it's no coincidence that the member of the Knesset, Zvi Sukkot, came by, and we have tapes of this, videotapes, of him saying to aid that they're going to take all of Khair according to the law. And that was right after they passed the first part of the 4 parts of the agreement to annex the West Bank.
Yeah. Thank you, Rochelle. Thank you for sharing this information. I am from Masafer Yatta. I was born there. I grew up there myself, and me and my family, we do have land in Masafer Yatta that we thought we were safe for a while until May of this year, where settlers came and took our land too. It's in Hawara. You can see it from, from where you're standing now. So Khair and Hawara, it's that, the area where our family land is. It's the mountain across the street, or across, the horizon there. And as you said, Rochelle, they keep expanding. It was started with Khair. They want to expel, ethnically cleanse the Palestinians from there. Then they keep expanding. So they took our land. Settlers came for no reason, with no, warning. They came and they said, "Oh, this is our land." What do you mean this is your land? But the problem is they come with their guns, with their weapons. They come. The army is, with them, protecting them, and they took almost 85% of our property there, the whole mountain. They left a small piece of land for my sister and her husband and my uncle. My land, myself, it's gone. They took it. Again, as Reed said, we had lawyers, we have NGOs trying to appeal this, and they are saying, all of them are saying, yes, you have the right to appeal, They have no legal, reason to be there. They are doing this illegally. But unfortunately, even us, even having the law on our side, we cannot promise you much because you are talking about a country that is used to impunity. We have the country that acts like it is acting on orders from God, that, oh, God give all, this land to them, and they don't go by any law, they don't go by any rules, they don't care about justice. They consider every piece of that land theirs because it was given by God. And I always keep asking them, can we talk to your God, this God that gave you these things? Can he please talk to us? Maybe he can share with us his diktat or his ownership personally, so we can, at least be more informed about this. So using God, using religion, using fake books as an excuse to steal land, to kill people, to demoralize people, to ethnically cleanse people, to commit genocide is really something should not be accepted by any one of us. I think the Jewish community should be the first one who should fight this because they are abusing their religion. They're committing all these crimes in the name of them, in the name of their religion. And here in the United States, as a country that is supporting all of this with our money, with our taxes, with their political cover, with their diplomatic cover, we should refuse to continue this path, especially that more and more Americans now are waking up to the truth. We have all been brainwashed that, oh, these are the good guys, these are the bad guys, only to realize now, no, it's actually the other way around. Our mainstream media, they have been doing great job in brainwashing all of us, all our fellow citizens, that to see black as white and white as black. But thank God what's happening in Gaza is making more and more people and even politicians aware that this is not right, it should not continue, and new politicians who are running on this platform that this is not right, genocide is not right, we should fight this. This is injustice. They are winning now, despite all the lobbies that goes against them. So we need to not let all the sacrifices that Gaza went through go in vain. We need to leverage this moment and fix this once and for good. And again, we are not against
Nidal,
any people. We are not against any people. We are not against any religion. We are for the betterment of everyone, the common good for all humanity. And our humanity will never be fixed unless there is justice and accountability and equality and equity for everyone. Every human being, every animal, every tree, every river, every sea. And we can make this happen. There is enough on this planet for all of us to live happy, peaceful, content, without each one of us being at the throat of each other all the time just to profit the war machine and the war profit machine. Yeah, Rochelle, go ahead.
yeah, there's one thing that I forgot to mention, which is that, well, first of all, it's not that half the village will be demolished. It's all the important parts will be demolished, the things that they depend on the most. Not everyone has a kitchen. The kitchens are being demolished. The community center is the main hub, and where they have Wi-Fi when kids go to school, that will be demolished. And it's hard because a friend of mine helped to build that. It's hard to watch that. But my other point was that the lawyers have said that there's only a 20% chance of them winning this case. And they need desperately outside intervention and influence. So I'm asking anyone that has contact with Van Hollen, with Merkley, or with Welch to please contact me so that we can ask them to make a statement, and then we can move on to other senators who are not as closely aligned with this.
Rochelle,
But if they were to make
Rochelle, can you join us this coming visit to DC, the 19th?
I'm going to do my best.
Yeah, if you can, that will be great. If not, please, I'm going to have you in the group so we can, brainstorm this and put this campaign together.
But, we have a very limited time. So if anyone can contact me in the meantime,
okay,
and is willing to work on this, we need to have them make statements ASAP.
Yep. Inshallah, we will work on this. And Eid, do you have anything else to share? What exactly do you want from us? We need to talk to
As
our politicians. We need to pressure them to intervene to stop this. Winter is coming, and it's just crazy. I mean, winter is coming. People need their homes. They need their living, and they're coming at the worst time of the year to get people evacuated from their homes. Leave 14 families outside, more than 100 people in the winter to become homeless and to go where? I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to even think about it. تفضل عيد.
yeah, thank you, dear Nidal. As Rochelle said, it's a strategic ethnic cleansing by a state, which state work on this program to ethnic cleanse people. And this is the period of time they targeted these homes and they want to demolish them. Why? Just to push the people out of here. They want to push the people out of the whole area of Masafer Yatta. And the demolition is the most effective way they use to effect communities out of here. If the settlers do their part in the violence, which happen daily, now the military and the so-called civil administration, which are military administrations basically, they want to come with their bulldozers and they want to knock down these homes and demolish them. And then people found themselves without shelter. Then they leave. That's the strategic way they use. And they targeted, the most important, service areas like community center and homes, which people should sleep in the winter, which cold here in Masafer Yatta. That's it. I mean, this is the story. What we need from our friends abroad in the US and in the Congress lobbies and all these offices, which I visit many times and explain the same story. We want to tell them what's going on here, what's going on in Masafer Yatta, what's going on in the West Bank. Settlers do their violence in a tactic way every day. They shoot Palestinians, kill Palestinians, cut olive trees, uprooted olive trees, killing animals, and burn homes. This is what we should tell them to intervene. And that will be the key of pressuring this government, which get all the funds from there. That's the story. And keep going, dear friends. And we will inform you with a lot of informations if you want.
Yeah,
And
please, Eid, we wanted to join you and your colleagues, your friends, join every week and give us updates because this is very important. When we talk to our politicians, it makes a big
I
difference.
will.
When we tell them we hear this from Eid, we hear this from people there. People who are going through this are telling us this to share their, lived reality and testimony. So this is
I will.
important, and we will stay in touch also,
Thank
on
you.
WhatsApp and stuff. And thank you for coming, and stay safe,
Welcome.
inshallah, and سلم على الكل.
شكرا.
الله يخليك. Stay in touch. We want to hear, before you go, we want to hear from brother Faisal Saleh. I think he also has to comment on this. Faisal, are you there?
Yeah, yes, I hear you.
أهلا وسهلا. تفضل.
Thank you. Just wanna, if you allow me to share something, I'd like to share an event that happened earlier today.
Okay.
This is in the village Zuidin. The settlers that deliberately ran over a dog when they went
Wow.
out of their way to do it.
Well, we should have Zach watch this also.
Take a look.
He stepped out for a minute. But yeah,
Let me
تفضل.
make the screen bigger a little bit.
Oh my God.
It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, haram.
It looks like they ran over right in the middle of him, right in front
Wow.
of his hind legs, in the middle there.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I want you to show this video again when Zach comes back. He stepped out for a minute.
All right, let me
Zach, an animal
let me
dog.
stop and then just
Yeah.
let me know when he comes back. I'm
Yeah,
happy.
yeah.
There was also a video of them smashing goats on the floor,
Yeah.
like carrying the goat and smashing the goat on the floor.
Wow.
By
Oh
the
my
way,
God. تفضل.
I hear Karam is coming to Connecticut to talk.
Thank you.
Are you coming in person or are you going to be on Zoom?
Inshallah, yes, yeah.
Oh, we look forward. That's on the 22nd of November,
Yeah.
right?
Inshallah.
Okay. We look forward to seeing you
everywhere. We have to be everywhere. I think Karama's gonna take full-time DAG work now, so she's gonna be in a different. She's gonna join Anthony because Anthony is in a different state every day. So maybe.
Oh God.
Anthony, Karama, and Dania can join the team.
Yeah,
And Martha,
we have an event about Dr. Abu Safiya, and also Mahmoud Khalil is coming to talk at the same event. So there'll be a lot of people there.
Nidal, you should come too.
Yeah.
Allah, I'm not a travel person, but I will try. But actually, the event about Abu Safiya, we really want to include Dr. What's his name? Mundir al-Bursh too. Munir al-Bursh. Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of Dr. Abu Safiya, there's a bronze sculpture of him at the museum in Edinburgh, Scotland. It was made by a Scottish woman. She wants to make more sculptures like that, and she's hoping that somebody would buy the sculpture. We need to get some people together to put up about $5,000 and purchase the sculpture, and maybe you guys can have it in the DAG headquarters, whatever that might be.
Yeah, interested. Actually, if she wants to make one for the other doctors too.
Yeah, she wants to get some money so she can make more sculptures. If you give us a list, and we can give her a priority list so she can start working on them.
We should have the AMA pay for all this.
I know.
Part of their.
I will share with you at some point a photo of the current
please.
Abu
I think you
Safiya
shared it with us
sculpture.
in the beginning, but was not finished. So if once you have a picture of the full.
It is finished now. All right. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Faisal. Dr. Ahmed is back. Dr. Ahmed, tell me what's happening. It seems you are in the hospital. You have everyone around you. You are muted, Dr. Ahmed.
Yes, I'm in the hospital.
Yeah. Ahla sahla. It seems everyone is around you.
Again?
بقول شكله كل
شباب حواليك.
حواليك. Everyone around you. Muhammad and the residents and the nurses. ما شاء الله عنك. You are famous. Wherever you go, you have a big crowd around you.
Dr. Nidal, today evening we have 4 activities. The first activity that we are participating in MCQ American board with Dr. Abdulrahman, because there is an exam for the Palestinian board, and we are preparing also for advancing life support, inshallah, next week.
Wow,
this is the first activity. Second activity, that we have a match between Real Madrid and who?
Real Madrid ورايو فايكان.
Real Madrid, yes, and Rayyan is one of the most.
Barcelona, I support Barcelona.
Yes, he's supporting Barcelona.
I support Barcelona too, Ryan. I'm with you, not Real Madrid.
Who is supporting Barcelona too.
I love you في الله.
تابعين الريال ما بدنا اياهم تابعين الريال هذول.
Also, we have also the third activity that it is the most activity is Doctors Against Genocide. So also we are sharing Muhammad and Rayyan about the situation of his school. We are looking for really something to continue his study. So we have nearly like workshop in the office. We also solving the problem in the hospital. You have phone call from here or there that something missed. There is a problem here and there. So this is our situation, and this is the usual situation that we advertise about it since the beginning of this war. I think the war is started now. The war of rebuilding, the war of education, the war of feeding, the war of medical health, the war of hospitals. the war of the who will be responsible for Gaza and the security in Gaza. I think we will suffering and we will suffer more and more, but we have to be more strong, and we will not know the term of surrendering. Where you go? Thank you, my friends. Any
ربنا ما
comment
بيسمع من ساكت صح دكتور؟
again?
ربنا ما بيسمع من ساكت.
Yes, that's right, my friend.
Abdurrahman, did you try to do internal medicine instead of pediatrics? Abdurrahman, did you try to do internal medicine بدل pediatrics؟ شو بدك البيدياتريكس؟ internal medicine أحسن.
Pediatrics.
Why not?
خلص منيح خلص بظبطك.
In the first one of my dreams is a medicine, is studying internal medicine. But when I was met Dr. Ahmed here, he make me more confident about the pediatrics, and I was passed the exam in pediatrics board just for Dr. Ahmed.
If you have Dr. Nidal, if you have fellowship in geriatric medicine or something like that, Abdurrahman is ready.
بدك pediatrics and geriatrics at the same time? والله that will be a first. Yeah, actually Gaza is the only place in the world can do it. خلاص, we'll have you fellowship in pediatrics and geriatrics.
Yes.
خلاص ان شاء الله ولا يهمك احمد. محمد عبد الرحمن ها؟
ايوه دكتور عبد الرحمن.
تشبه ابني ده عبد الرحمن ما شاء الله وجهك هيك. You look like my son.
It's a great honor for him that he looks like your son, Dr. Nidal.
The honor is ours. والله تشرفنا. اهلا وسهلا.
For us to be connected with every member of that Zoom and webinar. Really, we are proud for about everyone. About I will start from Roxana, Dania, Karama, everyone, Tom and Mary, Marta, Faisal, everyone. We are really proud for everyone. You are heroes. You are heroes like us and more, because you are continued since 2 years and you are on non-stoppable way, and we are following you. And again, we are taking the effort and the tolerability and the capability to continue from you. Dr. Nidal, when we are watching you on the screen, we feel a lot of confidence. I know that you are fighting, you are communicate. Even when I'm following WhatsApp, I think Dr. Nidal is not sleeping. He just sleep 4 hours a day. I'm sure about that. Dania, you have to look for Dr. Nidal about something of sleep disorder, something about insomnia,
depression,
because he's not
psychological
sleeping.
problem. I have all of them. You're right.
No, my friend, you are supporting us. I think Dr.
No, we're
Nidal.
sick from genocide. No, it's true. I'm not joking. We are all sick from genocide. We cannot sleep. We cannot eat. We cannot
Dr.
work,
Nidal is worried about everything. He received the message at night and tried to follow it and tried to manage it. Sometimes the letters or the message I send it, he will repeat it again, and the time is late at that time. Everyone, we are appreciate your time and your effort. I saw here Dr. Tom Bedroni. I didn't see him since a long time. How are you, my friend? Thank you for sharing us. And also for Mary, we didn't see you for a long time.
Well, yeah,
everyone.
we didn't see Mary for a long time. We need to hear from her. What do you have to share, Mary? What's happening with you?
Mary Beth.
Mary,
Yes.
why are you hiding from Dad?
Why have I not been around? I have been in interview season for residency. Applying to, there's 2 dual emergency medicine, family medicine programs near me. And then the rest is emergency med. And tentatively, the plan would be then like the pediatrics emergency med fellowship. Because I love being a student forever. And well, in the United States, at least, I'll share with our international colleagues, people will go from peds to the peds emergency fellowship because it's a bump up in pay considerably, but not a lot of people do adult emergency med and then the peds fellowship because that's a downgrade in pay. But I mean, rich people die too, right? Like, take care of who needs you, where you're best useful. So between that, and of course, it's like a different attending every month, every week. So like you have to feel people out and like, can I slide away for this or that and keep moving. Other than that, you saw we did the Peoplehood Parade in Philly yesterday.
What's this TIVA campaign? Tell us more about it.
Yeah. So we've talked about TIVA before here. To boycott TIVA, it is an Israeli drug manufacturing company, primarily generics, and 60% of their sales are based in North America, between the US and Canada. And healthcare workers for Palestine have been doing a lot of the groundwork in a unified boycott TIVA effort. So this Peoplehood Parade in Philly, it's now in its 25th year, and it's like any and every like human interest group or organization coming together in this like parade of support for each other in building community. So you had like the Philly Palestine Coalition, you had the healthcare workers for Palestine, you had like Make Philly Safer for bicyclist groups, Children Deserve Stable Housing groups, everything. And so healthcare workers for Palestine Philly had their boycott TIVA sign so everybody could learn more about that. A big pill bottle, that we made, like arts and crafts they made with boycott TIVA on it. So just continuing to push out that boycott TIVA message.
Yeah, thank you, Mary. Dr. Al-Farra, احنا قبل شوي we were talking from people from Yatta, Masafer Yatta, because there is also genocide there and ethnic cleansing and a campaign of demolition. So we did talk to people in the West Bank, and I mean the situation in Gaza is the worst, but the campaign of genocide is all over Palestine. So inshallah we will cover more and more of this in the coming weeks. And we are going to DC on the 19th. We're going to be talking to politicians about Gaza, about the genocide, about the West Bank, about Sudan, about Congo, about Fasher. That's why we want to hear from all of you. So when we go there, we know what to ask for, what to demand. And the one who's leading this effort is Dania Khalad or Khalid. Dania, are you there?
Yes, I'm
so
here.
we are going to be going to DC. You are going to be leading this effort. We're going to be talking to politicians about Gaza, about the genocide, about Yatta, about the West Bank, about Sudan, about Fasher, Congo. So what do you want to share with us about any plans, any asks? We want more people to join. What's our plan? What are we going to do there?
Yeah, so we're targeting all of allied representatives that have signed on to increase humanitarian surge into Gaza and who have not signed on to block the bombs. So that's who we're targeting. We're also going to visit offices that also signed on to Representative Raskin's letter. Unfortunately, not urging, it's urging Netanyahu to halt the annexation of the West Bank. But as Aid shared, the West Bank is being annexed de facto. Just because Trump is parading around saying it hasn't been annexed, it is being annexed through these outposts. So everybody please join if you can. It looks like we have a bigger turnout this time around. We are trying to get as much meetings as possible. We believe that the only way to stop Israel is to stop weapon shipments to them. And we feel like with this recent awakening, in the, amongst the American psyche, specifically, it's happening among Republicans and, right-wing America who, have pushed this American first narrative. So that's who we're going to be focused on. So join us if you can. The more numbers, I feel like since the ceasefire, I feel like a lot of people think it's kind of, things have calmed down, especially if you follow Western media. The narrative is there's a ceasefire and Israel's letting in aid, but that's not necessarily the case. So we have to keep the pressure on and shine a light on the slower genocide that's ramping up in the West Bank. So join us if you can.
Dr. Ahmed, can you join us?
Yes.
Are you coming with us,
Sure.
Dr. Ahmed? Ahmed
Yes,
or Abdurrahman, you are invited to come to DC and join us.
Yes,
لكن
yes.
حسابي كنافي عشان كرامة. The food is on me, كنافي عشان كرامة. ممكن؟
Chicken nuggets or chicken wings.
shawarma on Dania.
Yes. Dr.
Breakfast on
Nadal,
Martha.
yesterday on nearly 10 morning, I was invited for Kenya, Mombasa. There were a festival or activity, and no one of Ministry of Health answered or was ready to talk. So suddenly they phoned me, please, from United Kingdom, we want you to share and to talk about the situation in Gaza and health sector and the problems that affecting the health sector. When they put the camera, I tried to do some video, which is direct video. And when they shift the camera to the audience, I was surprised. Nearly 100,000 people were there.
Wow.
Ministers, Prime Minister of Kenya was sitting there, and a lot of people. I shook that really we are working good, and we have to work more and more. All the people worldwide are with us. All the people in the world is with the Palestinian and the Palestinian right, and they are against genocide and they are against Zionists. We have to continue on that. As Dania mentioned, and everyone in this webinar mentioned that, I think the politics will be changed. Mumbani ولا شو اسمه اللي فاز؟
ممداني.
Yes.
ممداني.
Mabdani. I think this is the first step to be changed another and another for other city and other city. And I think everyone will share in the election next, and they will change everything. These faces should be removed. All the الجمهوريين ايش اسمهم بالانجليزي؟
Republicans.
Public. We don't want to see any one of them. We have to see other faces that are taking the decision in America that belongs for morality and the rights of the Palestinian people. I think everything.
Even Republicans, many of them are moving to our side. Actually, we have good change on that front too. So not just Democrats, Republicans and their supporters. Many of them are waking up, are realizing the truth. Even the most racist American against our rights. Sometimes I see them as being victims themselves because they have been raised up with false narrative, false news, brainwashed all their lives. But the younger generation now seeing the truth, the reading and learning more about the truth are more, they are more and more mobilizing to justice. It's not just about our side or their side. They are finding out what is the truth that they have been denied all their lives. And we want to tell everyone in the world that there is always a space for redemption. If you have been on the wrong side of history all your life, it's never too late to change and to learn more about the truth, redeem yourself, redeem your past, and be for the people, for the good of the people, for justice all over the world. So we are not canceling anyone. We are not giving up on anyone. Uh, we just want people, whoever you are, wherever you are, please learn the truth, the facts from the right sources, and stop being ignorant and stop being blinded by our mainstream media, by our institutions, by our governments. Because as Dr. Ahmed said, the people all over the world are mobilizing. They are finding out the truth. They are with the truth, but it's just the politicians and the institutions that are complicit in this and benefiting from this continue to deny and to repress and to suppress the truth. But if we continue mobilizing, if we continue our good work, they will, they will lose at the end, and truth and justice and humanity will prevail, inshallah. And Roxana is back. Roxana is here. Do you want to hear from Roxana? No, Dr. Ahmed wants to hear from you. It's not.
Yes, please. I'm waiting for Roxana.
Exactly. We cannot end this without Roxana. Where did she go?
No, I went to unmute and I accidentally stopped the video. So,
Yeah.
okay, just for Dr. Al-Fatah, I've told
So
Nadal.
winter reached Roxana finally too.
What's that?
Winter reached Roxana too.
Well, I don't have anything specific to say, but Dr. Al-Fatah, it's always good to hear from you. And we always, you really do you lift the mood of the meeting when you come. So we get a lot of energy and motivation, and let's continue to fight always for you guys, of course. But Nadal wasn't going to let me get off the hook twice. He used you as, he knew when he said, Dr. Al-Fatah, I have to speak because of you. He knew I would, so.
Roxana, you are amazing in the winter and the summer. You are amazing in both. My friend, I always feeling a lot of optimistic when I see this smile is in your face. Please continue smiling and continue sharing us that positive energy. Thank you for attendance, my friend.
Thank you for coming.
So Dr. Ahmed, all of us, Roxana and all of us, the whole team wants to go to Gaza, and we just need your connections and your power to use your magic and allow us in. So we can see you there in person, and we can have these conferences in person with you in Gaza, with Abdul Rahman, with the students, with the residents, with everyone, inshallah.
والله إن شاء الله إن شاء الله if you come to Gaza إن شاء الله غير نعمل we want to do a party and we want إيش معنى نذبح ذبيحة
خليها بدون ترجمة أحسن، خليها هيك بالعربي أحسن. لأنه في عندنا animal rights وفي عندنا veterinarians.
لا خلص بلاش. We want to do a party. إن شاء الله.
بنذبحوها وإحنا بناكلها، مش مشكلة، هم نذبح عليهم، إحنا ما بنذبح يعني.
إن شاء الله we will see you إن شاء الله in West Bank and in Gaza. I think that in this year and in the end of this year or the beginning of the next year, we will see a change in the situation. And inshallah, we can join our colleagues either in America or in United Kingdom and everywhere, and we can see them directly. We missed you, my friends, and inshallah, we will see you as soon as possible.
Yeah, inshallah. So we had guests who were supposed to join and talk about the recent American Public Health Association,
next week.
But they could not make it today. So inshallah, we'll hear from them next week. And again, remember, the aid is still not coming into Gaza. The siege continues to be there. They are using every thing in their power to make life miserable in Gaza. They continue to destroy, demolish homes in the 50% part that they control in Gaza to make life uninhabitable there and to make it impossible for the people to come back to their homes. We need to continue the campaign. The genocide continues by other means. The only thing they stopped is they slowed down on the bombs, but they are continuing to kill people through disease, through starvation, through infection, through cold, through displacement. We need not be fooled by this. The genocide also continues in the West Bank. We need to be aware of this and advocate for this. The genocide is continuing in Sudan, in Fasher. Millions of children, of people, civilians are starving. Many are being killed and executed broad daylight. Families, mothers have nothing to provide for their kids. Infections and cholera are spreading because of the lack of sanitation, the lack of the systems. We need to advocate for this. Our team and our people in Congo are still also being exploited. We need to advocate for them. Please continue the fight. The win of the Ran Mamdani, again, you can agree or disagree about him, about his personality. Maybe he doesn't have all the answers, but his win is a statement that Gaza won and is winning. That is what I really care about. He already delivered the message, and we need to continue the fight, and we need to have hundreds and hundreds of Mamdanis and even people who are even more principled and stronger. This proved that you can go against APAC and win. You can be anti-genocide and win. You can be anti-weapon manufacturers and win. You can be for humanity, for justice and win. And this is, we have to give it to the people of Gaza. They are the one who, went through too much to awaken the rest of the humanity. And we should not let this opportunity go. It will be a huge missed opportunity if we just go back to normal life and not build on this and not fix the systems that continue to commit the genocide. So this becomes, we need to fix these systems so genocide will never happen again to anyone, everyone, everywhere, not just for one people, not just for one color or one nationality. As doctors and healthcare workers, we care about life, the sanctity of life, protection of life, and destroying these structures that encroach on life in so many ways is part of medicine. We are not going beyond our field, beyond medicine, when we demand the end of genocide, when we demand the end of occupation, the end of apartheid, the end of exploitation, the end of capitalism, the end of the huge mega billionaires, trillionaires, while billions of people go starving all over the world. This is all medicine. If you really care about life, about medicine, if you respect yourself, your humanity, your profession, your oath, your school that you went to, you did not go to medical school just to make money and just to have a prestige. And even if you want to make money and have a prestige, at least earn it. Earn it and be an advocate for life everywhere. And we can protect more lives. We can save more lives by advocating for justice, for humanity, more than what we can save in our ICUs, in our hospitals, in our clinics. As we all have mentioned many times before, genocide and injustice have claimed more lives in the past century or 2 centuries than all pandemics combined, than all wars combined. It's the biggest public health, global health disaster that is happening. We have at least 3, 4 genocides going on at the same time now, as we speak, in the 21st century, with all the technology, with all the awareness that we have. We still have 5, 6 genocides going on. This is not acceptable, should not be acceptable. We will not allow this. We will continue to mobilize, to grow, to get stronger, to get more, supporters until we end this and create a better world for us, for our children, for the future. Inshallah. Thank you, everyone. We will hear, inshallah, from you, all of you, next week. Continue the work, continue the fight. Email us, send us ideas, campaigns, any way we can make this more effective. Please, we want to hear from you. You can email us at info@doctorsagainstgenocide.org. And please, everyone, stay safe, stay strong, and حتى النصر إن شاء الله. حتى النصر دكتور أحمد. يرونها
بعيدا ونراها قريبا إن شاء الله.
قريبة إن شاء الله. يا شعب الجبارين، إن شاء الله غير أنتم تعلموا العالم كيف الصح إن شاء الله.
كل الحب لكل مشارك في هذا الويبينار. A big hug for everyone in this webinar. Thank you.
يلا.